Hello, viewers, friends, family. If you're watching us, get out. And everyone else in this wide world. And welcome back to episode 14 of Yakshas. And as we do every time, you know how I need to start this. I'm the DM, but I don't have to remember anything about my games because I make my players do it. I saw that, Computer King. You know what? Just for that, you little mister, you get first pick. What number? 1 through 4.
3.
You little mister.
Gunner?
I can't see Computer's face. Can you see it?
Yeah,
I see it.
Oh, there it is. My computer's just bad at living. It's kind of like me.
Your
now I
computer's
can't see his face.
Your computer's jealous.
Golden Age memes.
God.
Bronze
Okay.
Age memes.
From the Dark Ages.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
Bronze
War
Age.
times.
I'm gonna pick one, and James, you know why.
Well, I'm just
picking
gonna
one.
say, you don't have your, I was gonna say, like, if you do it 3 times in a row, I'm gonna give you fucking leeway and let you not do it, but you didn't go last time, so that carte
Yep.
blanche is gone.
Yep.
Pick
yep,
two.
yep.
Pick two. Can I have two? Can I have two?
Yes.
James, can I have two? Yay!
Daniel, you have 4. Is this acceptable?
No, not really.
Too bad.
Actually,
I'm the DM, what I say
Daniel,
goes.
Daniel, I will make you a trade. If you give me 4, I'll give you 2.
No, it is good.
Okay.
I just had the chance. I took it.
4.
Hey, you want to trade? No.
Honestly, this is a pretty easy one for you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it
Yeah.
really not much happened except we got our asses kicked almost. It was brutal. It was very brutal.
We
Things
won, but
got
at what
rough.
cost?
At what cost? The cost of me collecting every single status condition in the
No,
entirety of
not
the guild.
jammed. Not jammed.
The cost of
Well,
almost losing Frank's mech.
And
Frank losing his mech nearly,
I'm
me
so
getting impaled
glad
against
that
the
we
wall.
remembered armor.
Hunter
Mhm.
almost losing his mech.
Yep.
Me
Kong.
sitting over here. Everybody,
being
shoot
fine.
at me! Why aren't you shooting at me? And then
Because they were
finally
like,
getting
ooh, big, juicy monkey.
And then, yeah, but at the end of the day, I was the one who fucked their commander over. I had good help that I sorely needed, otherwise I was going to probably regret it, but...
They looked at Kong like cheeked up like a double wide surprise. God damn. Like
Especially the witch who's like, ooh, because I'm gonna be bad, and I went through all your character sheets of the people that the witch could hit, and I was like, yeah, they'll go for Kong. 3d6 plus 3 damage. Yeah, they'll go for Kong.
mm-hmm.
And then Kong was like, "Yeah, I'll go for my little buddy Sin over here." Not by choice, but yeah, he turned and blasted me. He blasted me through like 2 structure damage.
So then he
Shoot
started
yourself with
blasting.
a coconut gun. Huh.
Damn, we had 2 good memes at once.
So yeah, you guys fought about what ended up saving you from the witch? Because you guys needed divine intercession.
Tactics. We did a good job. Let's be
Aerial
honest.
support.
That witch, no, that witch was gonna die. Like, if even without aerial support, we would have killed that witch. Let's be honest. I was gonna blast her away. Frank was gonna like run her down and burn her to pieces. We were going to, and then we were like, oh look,
No, Frank couldn't
we can
move
summon.
without taking burn or heat.
No, I could
Yeah,
move
his
without
system's
taking
locked.
heat. I was going to take system strain.
Mm. Kong had his guns. Frank didn't have much left. Frank
He
was
had a
kind of fucked in the
flamethrower.
gun department. Yeah.
Frank was
They
Frank
kept-
was on fire that battle.
This
Literally.
tank is on fire.
Oh yeah, you forgot. Frank gave himself a nuclear sunburn.
Yes. Frank got so mad. Flames bursting from the sides of my face. That his whole mech just became a giant like thermonuclear reactor, and then
Do you have nuclear cavalier?
Yes.
I was gonna say you should have
next
nuclear
license-
cavalier.
Next license level, I'm getting the final level in it. I've gotten like 2 in like 3 different traits. And then also you let me have the thing with Myrrh.
Mm-hmm. I'm your
Yeah.
Huckleberry.
Yep. So I've got 2 in 4 different trees. So I'm about to finish off Nuclear Cavalier once I can.
Which turns you into a hunter from Halo because you get a fuel rod cannon.
Yep, I'm hyped for it.
Yeah. You guys went back. You guys are all back in the Calliope, which is parked just outside of Gettysburg in Pennsylvania. And you guys are only a couple days out from Washington, which is good because it's July the 1st. It took you guys about 2 weeks to get from New Orleans to Gettysburg, which sounds like a lot of time. Then you remember that the Calliope is really fucking slow and also really doesn't like mountains. Yeah, how is everyone doing? This is the morning after you guys fought with the Grave Runners. Who
Mm.
Frank is probably in the med bay getting some foil, as in the medical supply foil, not tin foil, from Myrrh because his skin is peeling on like most of his exposed body in there.
Yeah, and there's actually a moment where like he's giving you this stuff and he's He's very half-heartedly doing the doctor thing of explaining, like, all right, you need to use this much, you need to apply it this often. If you have severe peeling, don't pick at it.
Yeah, you know how long I've been in the ogre. I've done that about 70 times.
And then he
Have
gets
you
real
learned?
quiet for a moment and looks out the window before he says, I want to be a Yaksha.
Frank just kind of you oh man, you want to be a Yaksha?
Frank, you almost died yesterday.
And Frank has this big grin and it kind of melts off his face. He goes, "Oh, you're not joking."
I haven't seen the ogre get hurt that bad since Colorado, and both of us almost died that night.
Mur, you're not you cannot be a Yaksha.
Why not? I'm old enough. I've piloted the ogre before. I know how to do it.
Yeah, I know you do, but at the same time, you're not being a Yaksha. Mur, you have seen what Yakshas are. You're not a Yaksha.
You don't have to be like that. A Yaksha can be whatever they want. You guys aren't the Yaksha
Yeah.
5, but... Listen, I'm not letting you go out there and risk your life for this ship without some sort of backup. You guys
Uh-huh.
got creamed.
Yeah, but I've got backup. Their names are Indiana, Howler, and Sin.
And even then, you almost died.
But we didn't.
But what's next time going to be?
Next
Or the
time,
time
we're gonna
after
walk
that?
away. Listen, Rhett, I am not letting you become a Yaksha. It is too dangerous, and I don't want you to be a killer. That's bullshit. You shouldn't have to fucking do that. You wanna know why I'm a Yaksha? Because it pays the bills. You don't gotta be a Yaksha, because I pay the bills.
That he's folds his arms and watches Frank for a while before he just says, I'm old enough to make my decisions. I have the money to afford a frame, and I'm the chief medical officer of this ship.
He goes, where the fuck did you get the money to buy a frame?
It was all the money I was going to use to put the Caduceus together.
And at that, Frank, maybe Rhett can't tell, but Frank is a little proud just at his surrogate son's fiscal responsibility.
Oh shit.
Says,
He's got a savings account.
yeah, it's like, listen, you're not being a Yaksha. I don't want you to get put in gunfire. Makes no goddamn sense. You're too young and you're not gonna end up. I'm not gonna have you pasted on some fucking godforsaken battlefield.
And I don't want to have to come scrape you out of some nuclear wasteland.
Frank, probably at that, like, stands up and kind of winces in pain because he is covered in burns, obviously. He grabs the shit off the counter and he goes, Rhett. He's like, Rhett, I'm forbidding you from becoming a Yaksha. You're not doing it. And that's the final fucking word. And he's like, I love you, and I'm not gonna let you fucking die out here. And he just starts walking out.
Yeah, we get this thing with like the door shuts and he's still looking out the window and he just says, we'll see what the captain has to say about that. What's everybody else doing as these two are having the argument? Their
Probably
father-son
still
moment.
running.
I'd love to
Real
torture
solo.
Lashana.
Oh yes, let's do that.
Mike,
Sure.
James is looking at us like, you know, that's supposed to be a threat, not a not a reward.
Not a-
Damn it! You shouldn't
also
want
like,
to talk to
oh.
Lashana.
I don't like being a therapist. I'm not good at it.
Okay, we can always do something else. There's actually some people on the ship I realized we've never talked to before. Let me figure out who they are real fast.
Well, you've kind of talked to Dr. Pruse. It's just that Dr. Pruse kind of talks at people, not to people.
Yes.
True.
But he's also like 96, so.
Well, he talks at people because he just wants somebody to talk to.
There's
Also-
Prusy and Thuzy on this ship.
God.
God, Mike, your camera's frozen in the perfect way. Oh, it stopped.
It is. No, it is.
No, it's even better.
Yeah, this is terrifying, man. I have no idea what's
Demonized.
going on.
The fuck?
Wow.
You got
Like one
demonized.
sticking out. But yeah, you guys can talk to whoever you want on the ship whenever you want. I mean, not whenever you want. You can't be like, hey, I'm gonna leave this combat, go talk to
Well,
Ryota,
come on.
just have a drink.
Skyrim lets me. Todd Howard lets me do it.
Ha.
Yeah, and unlike Todd Howard, I run good games.
Ha.
Fine.
Ow.
You run
Oh,
interestingly written games.
Ooh.
Let's see. Actually, okay, so if I wanted to talk about secrets with, not my secrets, other people's secrets, who would be a good gossip person to go talk to?
The Gossip
That's
Girls.
not fucking Ryota.
I was about to say Ryota.
That's not fucking Ryota.
Francois or Methuselah. And why would you
Francois?
ever want to talk? Yeah, the cook.
Why? You know what? I don't want to know. Actually, Francois
She's a
sounds
Southern belle. All they do is gossip.
great. Ow. That's harmful.
Not wrong.
There are many
Well,
hurtful
accurate.
stereotypes.
I like how you took offense as
I
if you
know
were a
it.
Southern bell gunner.
He pulls out
Like,
his gun
ow,
and
that
starts.
hurts me personally.
This does give me the vapors.
Honey, don't you know I always am a Southern Belle?
Yeah.
You don't gotta talk like one to be like one, huh?
God.
Sitting on his porch, just says to himself, "It's good to own land."
It's good
I
to-
do love me some iced tea with a slice of peach in it.
God. Also, no. Sweet tea, no. Can go fuck right off.
So that's why you're not a Southern belle.
That's right. I'm not.
Yeah.
As someone who's
that
been to the South, you cannot. If you ask for tea, they default to sweet tea.
Yep. And they give you weird looks if you.
Yeah, when you're like,
If
no,
you say
unsweet tea, and
unsweet.
they're like,
If you ask for tea, you get sugar. You get sugar with tea in it.
Yep. We've got a new
Yep.
worker at my job from Houston, and mentioned I don't like sweet tea, and they gave me this look, and I immediately thought, oh fuck, I screwed up, didn't I?
no. Then you look at them because they're on our turf now, and you say, "Welcome to the cornfields, motherfucker."
No, because
Oh.
Kansas, pretty much everyone
Oh.
defaults to sweet tea as well.
Except they don't know what
Yeah.
sweet tea is.
Yeah, they just.
My
Yeah,
boss
there's
like
from
half a cup
Arkansas,
sugar.
he's like, no, you guys don't have sweet tea here. If it's sweet tea, it needs to be sweet.
No, yeah, straight up. You drop like 4 sugar cubes in a glass ass sweet. Like fucking. Like, nah, sweet tea is like. It's like Southern Kool-Aid, man. Like, you fucking pour it in, and then you pour the sugar, 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 and then you mix it.
All right. So
Sorry.
anyway, are you going to speak to the Southern Belle or the Soulless Machine?
yeah,
Oh no, did I reveal my thoughts on AI?
basically.
Hey,
I will-
after. Hold on. After Project Severovo, you still feel that way?
No, I'm teasing.
Okay, I was about to say.
He was a soulless motherfucker. But he
Oh, yeah,
stinks,
but he
therefore
became
he
that way.
is. He
nice
stinks,
to me.
therefore he is.
He stinks, therefore he is. God damn, I'm so glad you kept that.
So, that being said, yep, I'll go talk to Francois because she actually got to see parts of the ship, unlike Methuselah.
Methuselah is the ship.
Not the Siren's ship.
Oh, fair.
Now you
I
see
thought you
what
meant-
I'm getting at.
Thought you said parts of the like the Calliope, and I was gonna say he is the Calliope.
We don't know what part of the siren ship Methuselah got to know. Wink, wink.
Wow, you're just sad you didn't get me, so now you're projecting.
Now you're hoping that the robot had robot sex.
Yes.
He wants to live vicariously.
He does. All
I'm
right,
gonna live vicariously through Methuselah. Let's go.
but yeah, probably
Named
after
after
a
a
practice session.
900-year-old man.
Ooh, maybe I'm leaving Lashana's office and I go talk to fucking Francois.
And you find her down in the cafeteria. It's after breakfast, before lunch, so there's not a whole lot of food out, but there is still some. And you see the beverage bots are floating around in the cafeteria. As you enter, one slowly wheels about and starts floating towards you with its weird little grabby hands that look like Mr. Handy hands.
Hmm.
And it's like, would you care for a beverage?
No, thank you, not right now. I actually have someone to talk to. Thank you.
Logging denial.
Kind of
Before it
looks at
turns
and
around and
goes, what does that mean? In that case, I'll take a cup.
Getting called out for
One
being
cream
denial.
or two.
Hold on, what? Frank, what?
He means what kind of caffeine do you want in your coffee? In your real life coffee?
Yes, all of it. All of it.
Okay,
I
so
said
High
all of it.
caffeine, then add some medium caffeine, then add no caffeine.
I said all of it, damn it.
I miss caffeine.
It upsets. Yep, it's not good for me, but here I am. Trying to think here. But yeah, no, I will grudgingly take coffee from the person.
Yeah, and once the robot...
Uh-oh.
This thing doesn't even have an NHP. This thing has a CompCon, that's it. It is barely more than like a fucking vending machine nowadays. But it hands you your steaming hot coffee.
Right.
Which very much has a printed warning on it because if this coffee comes out like scary hot, like be careful even touching the cup hot.
Like Frank's mech would be a worry about it.
Hotter than Frank's mech. It would cause Frank's mech to take burn.
McDonald's coffee lawsuit hot.
Yes. Which was not a frivolous lawsuit. She needed surgery.
Yeah. No, absolutely. The whole hot coffee thing is, oh, look, this person can't handle, hot beverages. That's actually started by McDonald's to make fun of her.
To discredit their opponent.
Yep, absolutely. They're a bunch of shitheads. Anyways, but
It's all corporations.
Take the hot coffee hot. Probably blow on it, but not actually going to use it. Just, I don't want it to log any more denials. I can't keep denying people.
I'm in denial.
Yeah, and Francois in the kitchen. You can kind of see her. She's cooking. She's got her back to you. And
Yep.
for reference, Francois is a big girl.
Right.
She's about 6 feet tall, about 350 pounds.
Right.
But you stand there for a moment, like maybe just like as she's cooking, she's got most of the things she needs done for right now, and just is letting time do its work. Things cook. She looks back and does a double take. She's like, "Well, bless my stars. What are you doing here, child? It's not in time for lunch."
No, but I actually, well, I had some questions, and I thought there could be nobody better to answer those than you.
Oh, she gets this big fucking smile and like puts her hands to her big bosom and is like, "I say that all the time, honey. Now come here, sugar. Let's talk. Let's dish."
Let's dish.
Sorry, bit of cook humor.
She does chuckle at that, to be polite. Not because she actually recognized it was a joke. Because I
okay.
didn't, at least until after you said that. It's somebody said something and chuckled. Immediate response, chuckle in return. But
Fair.
so yeah, gotta go ahead and go ahead, take a seat, and ask. So, what did you think of the sirens back in New Orleans?
Oh, well, I thought a lot of things. For one, I thought that their cook, while a little too orthodox in his preparations for my type, was still very much a worthy opponent for my culinary expertise. And the ship itself, well, it was the same ship on the inside. It was just a lot more. This place could use more of a feminine touch.
That Indiana does raise an eyebrow because when she saw that ship, the last thing she thought was feminine. I'm looking at you, James.
I'm just saying, like, their ship was tidy.
Yeah, but they had also I'm gonna call it graffitied all over the ship too.
Only the outside. They gave it racing stripes. It goes faster now.
I would
Yeah.
love to challenge them to a race.
Two fucking Leviathan class fucking carriers having
Hey.
a race.
It's the end of the world. Might as well have a fucking party, right? Especially in Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras every day, bruh.
Absolutely, it's Mardi Gras. Might as well do it, right? But
Yeah, that's
Mardi
her
Gras, just
initial
do it.
response.
gotcha. That's good. What do you I don't know. The reason I ask is because something felt weird on that ship. I was curious if anybody else had felt that way.
I didn't get to see too much of the ship. I prepared my food upon the calliope before bringing it over.
Mm-hmm.
So most of what I saw was the cafeteria. I got a look at their shiny, stompy robots, if that's what you mean, and they were mighty impressive in their own rights.
Yeah, the lack of rust is commendable. Thinking specifically of the ogre.
Oh, she leans in and does this, like, stage whisper. She's like, now don't let the little demon hear you too loud, or else she'll start screaming, and then we'll all be in trouble.
Little demon, are you talking the Agni?
No,
Just Methuselah.
no, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about, short, contemptible, and frizzy-haired.
Okay,
She's
now
talking
I'm...
about
Mechanic.
Mandy.
Okay,
Mechanic.
but no. I'm like, what? No, but Mandy didn't even cross my mind because Indiana would say, well, she's not allowed to work on it, so of course it looks in such the state of disrepair it does.
She nods at that and is like, is something the matter, my child? I mean, no one comes here and asks such pointed questions without already having assumptions of their own.
Can you keep a secret? She says
No.
with a coy smile.
Honey, there ain't no manor in the bayou that don't got secrets to more than it's got boards.
That's fair. I may have done a little poking around, as I'm wont to do. They've been giving very large sums of money away to Mr. Gray.
Tyler Gray.
The man himself. Why would you send money to the man who can print his own? Large
More
figures.
beyond that, as someone who was part of the Southern Délaton, as you could say, I know that Gray General Manufacturing owns the vast majority of the world's corporations in one form or another. That man has more money than I think even he can spend.
And yet, by the way, was it 6 or 7 figures? It was either low 6 figures or low
It was
7
six figures.
Okay. Low 6, like 100,000 a month, something like that.
It was about like 500,000 a month,
Oh, okay.
so about $50,000.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
And it was not inconsiderable amounts. 6 figures? Almost 500,000 chevs a month? At regular intervals? It smells of a bribe to me.
Hmm. I don't know. Them Greys have always been a little. Well, there used to be 2 Grey boys, and no one's heard of the other one since.
Would I have known that?
Yeah, you would have known that Tyler Gray has a brother. It's just no one's seen him in a long time.
And conveniently, no one's filed a missing persons report.
The official stories claim that basically he's off doing his own thing because he doesn't have to worry about taking over now that their dad's dead, he doesn't have to worry about taking over Gray General Manufacturing because Tyler's in charge and he's young enough that he's not dying anytime soon.
That's what they think.
He's like late 20s, 30 tops.
If there's one thing I've learned in this life is death comes for all at seemingly random times.
Except for the rich.
Well, well, it all depends. Is Mr. Gray going to be spending time in DC in a couple of days?
He almost never leaves New York, and when he does, he's going to basically big business conferences with the other of the big 5.
Nods and, well, it's interesting. I think nothing to be concerned about yet. It was just everybody's got secrets, I suppose.
Everybody does. And she gives you this, wry little smile. The implication there being you have secrets, too.
Well, she's not going to know the secrets that are truly important, so. She smiles and, nods and leans back, maybe taking a sip of the still too hot coffee, and goes,
Oh, it burns.
Yep. Doing her best to mask the pain. It's not going very well. It's deflecting questions. Secrets, well, where did Methuselah come with? I know they said she came with the ship, but where did Methuselah come from?
Now, you didn't hear this from me. But that busted down hunk of junk in the mech bay?
The captain's, yes.
Methuselah's the NHP from that. A Telelock class NHP.
That's interesting. Why hasn't... I know some of the reasons she hasn't repaired her Monarch, but at the same time, it just feels odd,
Listen, I wasn't there for that tragic day, but how I understand it, over half the crew of the Calliope was killed in a single incident.
That's
including all of combat team.
That's hard for one person to achieve. They must have had help.
No.
Just
shot in the back by one of their own. And when a mech pilot starts, or when a Yaksha starts rampaging inside the motor pool, it's a little hard to get rid of them.
Especially when you can't get to your mech to defend yourself.
Especially when the rest of combat team's already dead. First thing he did was shoot them in the back on their way home.
In their mechs?
Nods.
And the first shot you get off is always the easiest. How did he take care of more than one?
Make sure it's a big shot.
What was he piloting?
A Sherman. And they were all marching single file in order to hide their numbers from whatever it was that they were looking for. All he needed to do was overclock his reactor and punch a big hole through all of them in one shot.
James, you're giving me wonderful ideas. I love it.
I mean, look at the Sherman's core power. He used that at max charge,
Yep. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
which is 46 plus 4.
Does it actually penetrate in game?
It's a line, I think.
It's a line weapon. Oh, that's
I'm pretty sure
great.
it's a line weapon.
We can't steal core powers.
Nope.
Damn it. I want to give the kid. All right. Well, I guess at some point we'll be switching to a Sherman frame, so I give the captain a heart attack.
I mean, yeah, when you rebuild your mech, you can always use a different frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was agreeing. I was saying, yeah, you can swap your licenses over to another license when you
sweet.
level up.
Or anything that you have at
right,
least 2 license levels in.
Yeah.
You can use the frame as well.
When
you level up, you can actually take all your license levels out of one and put them all into like whatever you want.
That's great. Well, how did she survive? I mean, obviously not in one piece, but
Gumption.
She doesn't
All I
know how to go
know
in a
is that it
straight
was
line.
some sort of miracle. But she clawed her way back to the ship and had just enough left in the Valkyrie that she put a rocket right in that man's back too.
seems awfully convenient. I'm not saying in anything of that sort. I'm just these stories are.
I
Go.
definitely wouldn't let Mandy, the captain, or Lashana hear you say that.
No, of course not. That's why I always come to the cook. The cook knows all. The kitchen knows all.
She nods at that and, pushes herself back up to a stand.
Yep.
A bit of a strain on the table. And then is like, because everyone has to eat. Meals are the most sacred moments of any day.
That is very true, Mandy. Sorry, not Mandy. I meant to say, sorry. Yeah.
She just
didn't
picks
screw
you up,
that up.
fucking Hulk, throws you out the window.
That is very true, Francois. And yeah, she stands up and thank you for the conversation. I haven't told the captain I went poking around because, one, what I found is not really that important in the grand scheme of things. But do you think I should tell her?
I mean, she did say no more secrets, didn't she?
You're right. I suppose I should go tell her. Thank you.
And she
No more
nods and she's like,
secrets.
now I better run on before my biscuits start burning.
All right. Yep, I will leave. James, I think I'm on to you.
You think?
Well, once I get to the bottom of this rabbit hole, I'm sure I'll look back and it'll all be clear.
And as you leave, you probably do end up going through the mech bay, the motor pool, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they are putting the Valkyrie back together. It's now back in standing order.
Oh,
It's standing on its legs.
okay, what does the damage look like?
Extensive. It looks like... Well, it needed a completely new reactor core, and it was completely broken. It had one arm still attached to its torso.
Okay, so which suggests it came from the back or the front? The shot.
The way the metal was warped out, what parts of the plates they're still taking off and replacing, was from the back out.
Okay, so
And it looks like it took the shot right below the reactor, where the reactor core is housed,
the reactor
blew
is-
out, and completely, bisected it, taking it off its legs.
Does this look like something anybody could survive? A ruptured reactor is... That's...
It didn't crack the reactor, but it did put the mech out of commission because now it has no legs. And it probably took a pretty hard hit because this is a size 2 mech, and its top half violently fell to the ground.
Can we call it Lieutenant Dan?
You ain't got no legs. Well, now it's got legs again.
Well, because here's the thing. This thing with one arm dragged itself back to the Calliope and killed a perfectly functional Sherman by itself.
Well, they were coming back from a mission, so who knows what states all their mechs were in beforehand.
Well, he hadn't used his core power, so obviously he hadn't used it during combat, whatever it was.
They can use their core power just immediately charges the laser. They can use that laser multiple times.
So they were still in scene, potentially?
Well, what is the scene?
Well, here's the problem. Maybe they didn't find
To him, it was still the scene, because this was obviously premeditated.
Well, and the thing for me is, nobody noticed that it continued to be charged after combat. Nobody noticed.
Plenty of things to ask about.
Which is why I'm asking. Okay, so it looks like one shot completely... Alright, but it dragged itself back to the Calliope. And nobody... So they had to be far enough away that nobody on the Calliope knew that had happened. Because by the time she gets there, they are completely taken aback by the Sherman, who is causing problems.
I love how much you're
That's a
making
long
him
way to
think
go.
right now.
What's that?
I love how much he's making you think right now.
Oh, just because whether I trust the captain or not, Indiana doesn't really. Because, yeah, the more I think about this, the more somebody gave him some inside help. Somebody did.
I will also give you another little tidbit of information that you would know as a pilot, as a Yaksha. An NHP designed for a mech would struggle to pilot something the size of the Calliope, which could explain why Methuselah acts so strange, as he is never able to have enough processor power to fully manifest his personality, as it were.
Which means that he would know what really happened, but he's never able to fully bring all of that together for anybody to ask him.
Because he is too busy doing 1,000 other things at the same time.
We need to find a way. I need to find a way to have a conversation with him. Damn it. Fuck. The next person I suppose to ask about that would probably, but this is for another time. Greasy would probably be, Greasy or Mandy would be a good place to start. Probably Greasy.
I will say, there are only 3 people on the ship from that day, still. They weren't the only 3 survivors, but everyone else was kind of like, oh yeah, guys, I'm fucking out. This went kind of crazy. Goodbye.
The captain,
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Lashana, and Mandy.
Yeah.
And so, alright, God. But, okay, so it looks at least the damage lines up.
Yes.
Now, what happens afterwards is still up, in my mind, to debate, because I don't really think that this thing could have crawled its way back with one arm to wherever it was and managed to take a Sherman completely by surprise and kill it. Captain's not going to talk about this. Not outside of a therapy sense. And I have a feeling Lashana's never talked about it with her.
You have never gotten anything out of the captain about asking him, like the whole thing. You asked her about her arm before, and everyone's gotten a different story for it.
Yep. She is hiding. So I think the only person I could ever get a completely straight answer and knowledgeable answer out of this is Methuselah. But the danger is trying to talk to Methuselah and getting a straight answer out of it means that something has to happen on the ship.
He would have to be centralized into a single point, not focused on anything else.
So in other words, we're going to have a catastrophic failure on the ship before he's going to be cohesive enough to talk.
Or you could, to use the Halo term, you could yank him.
Which would cause a catastrophic failure on the ship.
He's only around because the ship can't function on its skeleton crew, The ship would just stop really working without him.
Which is noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait till we come to a stop somewhere.
This is very true. Like
You
we
guys are
There's
stopped.
there are also several NHPs on the ship that could, I mean, you might have to do a lot of convincing. Take
Oh, I
over
will
for his
say,
function.
both King and Set are more complicated NHPs than Methuselah. So they would be able to do his job better. He's a
Get
bog
wrecked.
standard NHP.
Okay. I will do some thinking on this. I'm sorry. I need to go get some coffee that Mike has so generously made.
Well, I will also let you know one more thing.
Yes, please.
You
I
can
want to
learn a
know.
lot. You can learn a lot of an NHP if you can find its casket.
That is true.
And he's a mech-based NHP. The casket's probably somewhere on the Valkyrie.
Well, would now be a good time to go by Indiana's estimation, not mine, is now a good time to go look.
No.
Okay.
There are a swarm of little worker bees putting that thing back together. It would be impossible. And no one's going to let you into it. It's not yours.
Who stands watch at night?
There is a there are night watchmen who are basically like security guards, and there is always at least one crew active in the motor pool, and they are led by a shift watch or like a shiftman, a shift manager.
Okay, so next step. I need to get Mandy to get us the motor pool alone, and then Mandy drinks. So I'm going to have to drink her to sleep and then get in. That's my plan.
I like how you're concocting all these schemes, and then
there's
there's part of me
probably-
that's like, are you going to find the answers you want?
Oh, probably not, but it's the answers I need.
So yeah, what are our other two doing before we
Yep,
because
I'm-
you need to go get your coffee and I need you to be back for the next big plot point.
Okay.
Well, Sin's probably been spending the night going back and forth between the junkyard bay, or Greasy's home,
The
and
the fabrication
and
bay.
fabrication bay. Thank you. And Sin trying to get all the damage repaired. Cause yeah, he took a lot of structure damage. Fixing it on the go wasn't gonna work. He knows Mandy's smart enough to do a lot of the work, but there's so much of it that's custom made that he has to work on it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, he's been trying to get all that piece back together. Probably gotten yelled at by someone, probably Mandy, because he keeps coming in and out, in and out, in and out, getting like crossing the bay, constantly getting in everyone's way, most likely. As he's going to the fabrication bay, like, oh, no, need another part.
Oh, especially because you have your little robot dog following you now,
Yep.
constantly playing classical music.
Yes. Oh my god.
And
I love it.
he's got two photo sensors on the front. It doesn't have a head, as it were. It just has two little
Yeah, he's
orbs
a
with
box.
lights on them that are constantly looking around in different directions. But other than that, he looks like the Boston Dynamics dog bot. So basically a
Yes.
box with legs.
Yep. Oh, methodical tick, 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 as his
Mhm.
legs move. Yes.
He's still learning
love it.
corners. He takes those a little awkwardly.
Thump runs into people's legs. Yeah, he's probably run into Mandy's legs so many times.
Like usually when you stop, he ends up bumping into you, and he's pretty heavy, considering it's a robot. He's completely made of metal.
Yep. I've gotten used to it. It's like having a little baby around. Just gotta go with it.
Yeah, maybe you stop in the mech bay or motor pool, whatever you want to call it. The book calls it a motor pool. And he bumps into the back of your legs, and then like cants off to the side so that he can stand beside you with his little eye photo sensors pointing up towards Legion.
Almost got you up and going.
Captain, or not Captain, he doesn't call you Captain. Hunter, I have a question.
What is it?
Did we do the right thing?
Well, what do you mean by doing the right thing?
I don't feel right destroying those NHP. They were incapable of understanding their actions.
Did we destroy them? I thought. Well, one got destroyed.
One of them. No, two of them. Only one of them got away. No, two of them got away.
Yeah. So we only really destroyed one, and that one was what destroyed that one?
I think it was a tank blew it up.
Oh,
It was either a tank or Kong blew it up.
No, I think
yeah,
it was
we'll
the
blame
tank.
Kong.
Oh yeah, it was the tank that
Yeah.
the commander said, "Haul ass at your earliest convenience."
Yep.
But so yeah,
Yeah.
but one of them was destroyed.
Well, unfortunately, that kind of stuff's gonna happen in combat. It probably ain't right to shackle young NHPs like that and force them to fight when they really don't understand what's going on themselves. But it's just an unfortunate casualty of war.
It's this feeling I'm having about it. It feels bad.
That's good. I mean, you're able to formulate complex thought patterns. Trying to think of how an AI would come up with that kind of stuff. That allow you to understand the human emotion a little bit more than a basic NHP.
I do not like this emotion.
From what I understand, most people don't. You learn to love some, you like some, you hate some. They all come with hand in hand. You can have some that are bad, some that are good. You can be happy, sad, angry, glad. I just made a fucking Dr. Seuss rhyme, you know.
If I wanted to, I could cease feeling this emotion.
That's what sets you apart from a lot of humans. We don't always get that choice. Well, unless we drink.
You see both the little photoreceptors look up at you. He's like, if you could stop feeling regret, would you?
He pauses at that. Like, not really something I've thought about. Regret kind of helps you remember not to do it again. If you regret it, you're gonna know to avoid it in the future. If you forget to regret, then you're gonna keep doing it, and that's gonna bottle up until it can't bottle up no more, like a cup overflowing. Or I guess in your case, what's it called? The NHP when they
Cascade?
it could potentially cause a cascade amongst most NHPs.
Perhaps I will discuss this with King. This is something that humans cannot understand. We experience emotions differently than you, for ours are not bound by chemical electro signals.
I
Oh.
worry about you asking King anything.
I
Okay,
normally
King's
do not
probably a
like
good
speaking
NHP.
to that uncultured or that
Oh.
to the I do not like speaking to that uncultured Philistine.
Jesus.
Set woke up
Well,
and
now,
chose violence today, guys.
no, that's not entirely polite. You need to treat others with respect.
He does not treat me with respect. He calls music what is it? He calls it irrelevant.
Well, that's his own prerogative.
Whiny little
We
child.
like music, right? We like music.
We do.
Hey, do you got? And he just like lists some classical song. I can't think off the top of my head.
And it starts playing after a brief pause.
Perfect.
No Diggity by Blackstreet.
Yes.
Oh man, this is a sad moment. Set, play Despacito.
Yeah, you got Despacito in there.
He's basically got an access to like an entire music library. He could find anything he wanted.
Yeah, but
Despacito
Despacito
probably
came-
wouldn't have been written though.
Yeah.
We
Well,
live
might
in
have.
the darkest timeline.
Somebody said, "Man, life sucks right now. I need a song to just play when shit's bad." I know. All right, Despacito. And here we are.
That's a fair point. Maybe it came out
Mm.
earlier because life got shittier way quicker.
Right.
Despacito, written in 2007.
Ha.
Despacito.
What's John doing right about now?
John's gonna go see how work is going on Kong.
Well,
Yeah, so perfect. Right as you walk by, you're just behind Seth and Hunter, and you know that they're having like a little talk to themselves. But then you hear Seth say, "I usually do not like, perhaps I will speak to King. I do not usually like speaking to that uncultured Philistine." And you probably have King slotted into your head, and oh, he gets pissed.
Oh boy, robot fight.
Right, we come
Fight,
back to the
fight,
fucking
fight,
bay and King and it's just like slamming Set into the walls because Set's not in the body.
He's like after a moment, you just feel that like seething anger because NHPs don't really have the emotional control that humans do. And all he says is like, that outdated, irrelevant submodel.
I see
Oh,
you
you
two
know
aren't
what?
gonna get along, are you?
We can communicate at a rate that humans cannot comprehend. We have already had several deep conversations. I would say deep, if that one was not as deep as a kiddie pool.
He's not as advanced as you. Lay off. He is a kid.
He is.
God,
That's what
I
he's
hope
saying.
I hope the Agni Protocol is just like the one who's fostering all of this fucking hate between them.
Probably. Because Sala doesn't have an NHP, I don't think, and none of them have talked to Methuselah, really.
Yeah, I don't think any of them really have anything. I don't think they probably see
Well-
Methuselah as a sentient being.
Remember, Set was supposed to access the Methuselah, the whole ship, to try to monitor.
Oh, then he's well, also he didn't want to get caught, and talking to Methuselah would definitely get him caught.
Well, he could make a subroutine that distracts Methuselah by talking to him. And
Yeah, but
work
then
his main
Methuselah might
program.
be like, "Oh, hi, You're not supposed to be in here!"
Well, no,
Ah.
talking to him from outside while
Oh,
he
from
accesses
outside.
and yeah.
Theoretically. So maybe he's talked to Methuselah some. But they kind of treat Methuselah as a geriatric. They just kind of let him sit in his home. All right, nobody wants to go see Grandpa.
What, Bruce?
Remind me to like
I
go
mean-
hang out with Methuselah sometime.
But yeah, King just said we've had deep conversations, or I would say deep if he wasn't as deep as a kiddie pool.
Well, he's not the same as you. Don't be too down on him.
Exactly. He's not. He's what we call the B team.
Wow.
Man, there's like some real like fuck. What reality TV show is this, guys?
Mari.
I don't know.
Fuck
Not Big
something.
Brother, but not
I
Big
feel
Brother.
like this is the Kardashians. Just
Yeah.
With
God.
NHPs.
yeah.
This
pretty much.
is Jersey Shore for NHPs. They're irrationally mad at each other for no reason. and
But
they're calling
like,
each other
I am
children.
rational. I am reason.
Okay, so maybe this would be like if Frasier had a reality TV show.
Jesus.
Have I mentioned I fucking hate Frasier?
Aw,
Only-
I like Frasier.
Only a couple hundred times.
Man,
you're
Gunnar,
Maybe
I
I
think
hear
you-
the blues to
yeah.
call it tossed salad and scrambled sensors.
What were you saying?
God. I'm pretty sure that you might be the only one that I have actually told Bunch. Out of
I
this
can
group,
understand
at
why
least.
people don't
he's-
like it.
Very proximate to you, so
He
you'll
is
hear it.
very, yeah, he is in very close proximity to me for sure.
I'm locking my door now.
Ha! Oh no, I'm not doing anything. Mischief might. Hold on, is my camera frozen?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Hold the fuck up. I don't know if you guys saw my message in Yakshas, but every time I try and bring up Mischief onto the camera, my camera freezes. Watch. Nope. Yep, nope, camera's back. I just try home up. Hold on. Okay, see my arm about to move? Oh, hey! Holy shit, it worked! This is the first time in like 20 minutes it worked!
That's
What the fuck?
creepy.
What the
I
I
fuck
can
don't
is
see
know.
why. I'll get it off the camera. It's frozen on the camera now.
I had
God.
him on camera earlier, like, sitting in my chair wearing my headphones while I was making coffee.
I did see that.
Yeah, I love Mischief. He's great. Anyway, sorry, continue, guys.
All right.
Yeah, he's probably like, after he calls him the B team, he's like, maybe if he spent less time listening to irrelevant sensory inputs and spent more time actually functioning as a mech-based NHP, Legion would not have been reduced to a pile of Legos.
Oh, it's fucking on.
God damn it, guys! Stop the flame war!
It's very good that they can't, like, he can't Set can't hear him saying this, or else Set would probably, Set's a virus, so.
Yeah.
So
Kong
how's
comes to your head. I'm a little doo-doo head. What?
it's going to John's going to stop talking to Kong for now and talking to Sin. So, how's it going putting Humpty Dumpty back together again?
Well, you know, it's literally one piece at a time. Having to
Yeah, why do you
fabricate-
think it's in so many pieces? You hear it in your head.
Yeah. Having to fabricate pretty much every single part of him over again. Scrapping most of it and refabricating, so it's not too bad.
Ever think about, I don't know, changing the frame?
Oh, that would change who he was.
Would it? You sure?
Perhaps it would make him better.
Listen here, you little shit. We're gonna have a talk.
Maybe he'd feel more comfortable in a different skin.
Wow. I'm staying out
That
of
the
this.
little dog bot turns around and looks at you and he's like, I feel very comfortable in this unit.
I'm not saying a word. Nope, not saying it.
Oh, King,
yeah,
shut
but
up.
you're a little thing. And he'll squat down and pet the robo
Hash-
dog.
Hashtag little things.
God.
Yes. Bullets are also little things.
Yeah, some people want to avoid them, so unless you want people to start avoiding you, maybe you want to be a little bit bigger.
He looks over at Sin. Can I have a human body?
No.
It would not be that difficult in order to find a brain-dead patient and implant a neuroimplant into them.
No.
He actually gets a contemplative look on his head. On his
Ah.
face.
We probably don't want to start anything like that right now.
Oh, that's unheard of, and it's also very illegal.
I imagine. Well,
I
that's-
love how it's unheard
pretty
of.
sure-
However, it's illegal.
Yeah,
I'm
no one.
pretty-
Everyone's like, all right, no one's ever done this, and no one ever do this.
No one's ever done this, but God help us if someone does.
Well, I
Well,
mean, if you think about it,
Don't
first of
give
all,
them
that's
human
desecrating a
bodies.
corpse. First of all, More
could almost
importantly,
say-
it's a living person that's brain dead. It's not a corpse
Um,
yet.
yeah, you could also say
okay, but then they
It's
can't
the
consent for
sin.
you to do this. So
They can if they sign a waiver before they die.
all right,
It's a
then how did they get brain
sin.
dead? Why did you brain dead them?
Because I really, really wanted to put this robot in their brain.
This one's
Huh.
this one's a donor. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
By the way, what you two are doing, which is basically fostering your NHPs in order to become truly sapient, also highly illegal.
Oops.
NHPs are supposed to be routinely
yeah, they're supposed to be shackled.
factory reset so that they
Yep.
cannot remember any of their past experiences or knowledges.
Ooh, do you think Methuselah's been reset? I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I think he's been often reset. He's kind of dopey.
What,
That's
Methuselah?
because
No.
he's basically got his
Yeah.
mind going in 13 different directions at the same time.
Yeah.
Methuselah is like trying to run your computer with like 1 gigabyte of space free and on like 4 RAM. Right.
God.
Because that's pretty much what he's doing.
It's,
Back
yeah.
in the day, that was a lot.
And then they invented real computers. I mean, what?
Okay, King. That sounds like something he would say.
Yeah.
I like
probably.
the fact that a king is just a kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you two are having this discussion when all 4 of you get like a text, basically a work alert, and it's the captain, and all it says is ready room now.
Shut
Yep.
up.
Doesn't sound good.
Well, let's ready the room.
Yeah, you guys head up to the ready room, and the captain's there. And she looks a lot different. Like normally she's wearing like basically a business suit. She's just wearing a sleeveless tank top and like cargo pants.
Wait, who is this?
And the captain.
Oh. Oh.
And you can see that one reason she wears the suit is on either of her sides, just below her armpits, she's got fucking deagles in holsters.
Oh.
The fuck?
And she's got
Captain.
her new fake arm on.
Hell yeah. I love how you
Captain.
gave it to... I love how we gave it to her before we have a chance to make it invisible, but that's okay.
Captain, what the fuck is going on?
I was getting ready to test the 1-to-1 motion tracker on the Valkyrie when this came in. She hits a button, and it's a pre-recorded message. And you hear it crackle to life. You hear a... To the crew of the Calliope, I know you lied to me. I know she's on that ship. I'm giving you 24 hours in order to give her up to me. I'll be in Gettysburg.
I'm giving him
you
20...
think
That again?
And if you think that you can just kill me, I've a dead man trigger plotted. If I or my mech is destroyed within those 24 hours without me giving a kill code to it, all of the Ochre Blades will know where she is, and know who she's running with, and know that you harbored her. This is between her and me. There will be no reward, but if you give her up to me, we'll forget all about this. You know where I am. And if I don't find you, they will.
More like the ogre dicks.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
giving
so
him
we have-
20... Go ahead.
So we have 24 hours to capture him and make him erase whatever info he was gonna send. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've got 24 hours to have him huff my farts. Yeah, this guy's a fucking dumbass.
Captain looks like legitimately worried about this. He's somewhere in a city that we have no idea where he is, and I'm not about to send the entire crew on a manhunt.
He's in
And if
Gettysburg?
we don't, he is in Gettysburg.
What do I know? What little do I know about this guy? Would he be the kind of person that would go exactly where I expect him to go?
What you know of Gawain is he was not like you. He's called a foundling. He was not born in the Ochre Blades. He was brought into the Ochre Blades.
Mandalorian.
Specifically, well, foundling is also a term from medieval times for someone who's adopted into a royal house. But he's a foundling who was brought in on the verge of death. He'd almost frozen to death and almost starved to death, hiding from Kairos, who had taken over basically a town in the Scottish lowlands. And the original, well, your ship's Gawain specifically kind of went against code without asking Sir Arthur and brought him aboard to be his knight apparent.
Okay.
But then, because it was better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Always.
So he's been this is 2 years ago, and he's had to go through in 2 years what you had your whole lifetime to go through.
Yep, and now he's a trusted knight-ish. Well, actually, she would probably recognize this as being basically his test. Hey, you're kind of, you're the newbie, but you do this for us and you do it right. You come back, you'll be welcome as a full-fledged member.
This is the Green Knight. Like, this
Yeah.
is his Green Knight.
Yeah.
This was like he was going to inherit the Green Knight when the original Gawain died. No one expected Gawain to die this soon.
No. But I think Indiana knows exactly where he's going to be because it's the only place fitting for something like this. He's going to the battlefield. He's going
You
to
know
the
me.
battlefield. I know you, and I know kind of him. At least the position he's inherited. He's going to the battlefield. So Indiana kind of looks up and let me talk to him.
The captain looks at you like you're fucking insane for a moment. Do you think he's going to want to talk? And that's when you notice she's dropped the voice.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you think he's going to want to talk?
I think if I don't try, I'll regret it.
I don't like this, but I have a crew to think about.
He's probably going to want me to come alone. Do we have space for another mech?
Do we what?
What?
I said, do we have space for another mech?
We have
Is she
room
gonna
for
kill
several more.
Well, good. Tell Mandy that she's going to be getting a new mech, and that it's probably in disrepair.
Yeah. Unlike the others right now.
I don't plan on killing him. I think we need all the help we can get. And that's
Okay.
Is it a Saladin?
It is a solid in frame.
Okay. And she's going to say, and after the last combat we've had, we're going to need a competent Saladin pilot. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh no, did Mike die?
I think Mike
No.
died. Oh, okay.
No, but wait, hold on. Did you say Frank's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
for you to go ahead.
Said, you said, wait.
Yeah, no. It was like, okay, so you're planning on magically recruiting someone who's been sent to assassinate you or capture you alive to drag you back in shackles. How do you plan on doing that one?
Code of honor.
Okay. Elaborate for us lowly peasants. He does a like little hand wave thing.
Trial by
Yeah.
combat.
Oh.
The captain actually looks a little impressed at that.
Huh.
The situation or the fact that she'd suggest it?
That you would basically work Gawain into a corner like that.
Mm. Yeah. Well, he like lights up a cigarette. After kind of like coughing in his hand a little bit, he lights up a cigarette and is like, Okay, well, you have fun playing medieval times, I guess. Shit.
Oh, don't worry. It's going to be more medieval than you think. He
I'm
knows
about to
that
get medieval on your ass.
he knows that a Saladin could never beat a Raleigh that's fully repaired. That's why I'll offer it on foot.
Oh,
Huh.
that'd be fucking awful, is a Saladin and a Raleigh fighting, because one of them's just not going to hurt the other, and the other one's just going to be giving them light tickles.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is why I will offer. Yep. But but yeah, no, she looks and excuse me. But looks and if I die, well, that's one problem less on your hands, but I don't intend to die today.
Uh, okay. Well, don't die then. I trust that you're not gonna do that, because you're a competent member of the team. And if you die, I will have to resurrect you and beat the ever-living shit out of you.
Frank, you forget this isn't D&D, she says with a
Uh,
smirk.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, whatever, nerd. And like fucking like leans back, takes another long drag.
And the captain actually reaches and she pops the button on her holster, and actually hands one of the deagles out to you. And is like, "Good luck, or just in case. Either way, I want you to have this, but I better get it back. I've only got the two."
Ooh, Deagle. Pew pew pew.
She's
There's a
basically saying,
long-
"Yeah, if you lose, just shoot him."
I know what she's saying, but that's not how this works.
Yes, it is.
All right, hold on. I think I've made up my mind, but I want to not have my mind made up just as a point. So I'm gonna call highs. Okay. She probably looks at the weapon and just kind of, politely refuses. I don't plan on killing anyone today.
Well, you can shoot him in the knee.
Look at it this way.
That
If I
would probably
lose-
kill him.
If I lose, he's going to want to take me back to the Knights. At which case, I hope you're on an intercept course. Got nothing else. They'll execute me when I get there.
Yeah, she kind of, spins the deagle, puts it back.
Oh, Ocelot. Okay.
What?
No,
what
it's
was
not a
it? What
revolver.
he always says.
It's not a
What a move.
revolver.
Can't be Revolver Ocelot without a revolver.
Yes,
Well,
you
wasn't
can.
he's-
That patina
what's-
on the weapon does nothing for tactical advantage, and that was on a 1911.
What does
Same
he
with the
normally say?
skeleton
Is it nice moves?
Huh? Yeah, nice moves. But that
Nice
patina on the
moves.
weapon is never gonna do anything for you.
So,
Yeah,
here I come to save the day.
Also, Frank, highs or lows?
We'll say highs.
Please be low, please be low, please be low, please be low.
It is low.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Because I think we need to have this scene now. If that's all right with everybody. Don't want to leave anyone out.
One thing's bugging me, Chief.
She motions for you to go ahead.
Did you wear both Desert Eagles under your jacket before you got the arm?
Oh, that's fucking great. I don't know.
That's a good question.
She just gives you this look, and it's this tired look. She leans in, she's like, "Yeah, before I had that power pole incident in Kabul in '93.
Yeah, Indiana gives her a look. Not a look
Which is
of
her
that's-
bullshit story she gave you for how she lost the arm. She touched a power pole in Kabul.
Yep. No, and that's where no, it's not the haha funny story. It's yeah, you say that.
Oh, she gave each of you different stories. Yours was she lost it to a tiger in Nam in the 70s.
What was Frank's?
Garbage disposal.
Yeah, and Frank instantly knew it was bullshit, but knows if someone gives you that bullshit of an answer, then you just accept it because they're not going to tell you the real one.
Yep.
Right.
And for Hunter, she said it was she was in like middle school and there was a tragic accident involving liquid nitrogen.
That's no, come on. That's not how that works. You can handle
think
liquid
anyone ever
nitrogen
believed
by
her.
your bare hands. That's fine.
Not if you let it sit for a little bit.
Coriolis effect. It never actually touches your skin. It's fine.
Well, then it's even more bullshit, which is great.
I know,
Yep.
well, yeah. No, you just have to handle it really quickly.
Yeah.
But and every time you asked her about it, she was just like, "Is it noticeable?"
Ha!
Is it noticeable?
And then got like uncomfortably close as she went into like detail about these made-up stories, just so
Yeah.
that you would never ask about it again.
Mm-hmm.
I love
yeah.
it.
I think that we will cut over to so you go to the Gettysburg battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of the few things that hasn't really changed in a long time. They've still got the palisades up, the unarmed cannons, everything. And there's like you follow one of these like tracks that you can walk through to kind of see the whole battlefield. And he's just leaned up against a fence and sees you coming and kind of nods and pushes back up to a stand.
Yeah. Standing there, you know, the SMG on a 1-point holster, the sword on
Yeah,
the
and
back.
he's got a Colt Commando on his back.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a collapsible mini M16.
Yep. She kind of cocks her head and goes, "Those aren't standard issue."
No. How does that? Pointing to your SMG.
Oh, no, the suppressor is custom. But at the end of the
Surprised you
day,
came.
I have an offer.
Just stands there, and for a description, he is fairly tall, especially for his age. Very short, ginger hair, so you know that it's all right to kill him. He has no soul.
Jesus.
good.
And he's wearing fatigues that are a gray kind of urban camo look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Combat boots, the whole nine. And he's got a band on his left arm where he's got a pretty sizable combat knife sheathed in it. He has no sword.
Of course.
Swords aren't given to people unless they're full members.
Which is why she's. Would she have known that?
Yes.
Okay. Can she say she's brought a sword?
Yes.
Okay. She'll toss the sword with the sheath on the ground in between the two of them and goes, "I challenge you to the right of my freedom through combat. If you win, you can take me back to... You can take me back to the Ochre Blades. But if I win, you join us and understand what it is like to truly live. At least, remember what it is before you joined us. Them."
He walks over and he picks up the sword. And he knows how to handle one,
Oh, yeah.
despite that he hasn't been allowed to have one. But he's like, it's a lot of fat talk coming from you. If I had it my way, I'd just shoot you and be done with it.
But you know you can't. This is your Green Knight, after all.
It's more than just that. You killed someone very important to me. And I don't want to just do what you do and shoot you in the back of the head.
She
Think
kind
it'd
of
be better
raises
to...
an eye. She kind of raises an eyebrow. Shot. I didn't shoot anyone.
Oh, that just makes him all the more angry as he just stares and he's like,
What
"You're a
exactly did
princess
they?
outside of her castle."
What exactly did they tell you in the report? What did they think happened?
Just that something went wrong and you went psycho. Shot him in the back of the head, stole a mech, and left.
She kind of, raises the eyebrow again. There's a twitch in the corner of her mouth, almost
What they call
kind
me?
of a smile. She goes, "No, I didn't shoot anyone. Did take his scalpel to him, though."
That looks at the sword, throws it off to the side, and he pulls out the knife and he's like, "All right, I'll return the favor."
So it's a deal then.
One thing before this happens.
I'm listening.
How could you throw it all away?
She kind of slightly leans in and goes, "Because it was never mine to begin with."
You're a princess born into this. You had everything handed to you.
I'm glad you saw it that way. I hope you don't continue to see it this way after you're working with us.
Working with you. With a bunch of people who would lie to someone, who'd turn down that much money? For what? For someone that's just gonna shoot them in the back when it's convenient? How long until you kill their doctor, huh?
I don't.
That's a
have-
really poignant question.
Yeah.
She kind of looks and goes, "I won't kill their doctor because I'm not afraid of him."
Oh, and I'm supposed to just take your word on it.
My word, as a former member of the Ochre Blades, as a princess, as you so call it, as the daughter of Galahad and Guinevere. My word still has some weight, regardless of whether I'm here or in the palace, as you call it.
Your word's got weight there. Does it got weight in you?
Does it matter?
Looks off to the side, kind of twirls and it's a custom-made knife
Oh, sure it
in
is.
his hand. And he's like, "Guess not." So just tell me. And he gets into his thing. He's like, "Which side's your good side?"
Just confirming. The deal is on?
Stares at you and he's like, "Just shut up and fight already."
I'm not fighting until you give me an answer, she says. She hasn't even gone for the sword yet. Hands by her side. If you want...
Oh, that kind of gets him gritting his teeth.
Well, he knows two things. One, honor demands that you don't attack a defenseless enemy, because they're not an enemy. And so, she's waiting for an
That's
answer.
why he's not
Yeah.
lunging at you or throwing the knife.
Yep. Gowan, I want you to understand what I now understand. I ran not because I wanted to, but because I had to.
We all do a lot of things because we have to. Draw your sword. Let's get this over with.
So that's a yes? I want to hear you say it.
I'll grant you what honor you don't deserve.
Pleasure to work with you, she says, grabbing her sword.
Feeling ain't mutual.
All right, let's get this started. How you want to do this?
Well, here's the thing. You're probably gonna win because you have a flat out better weapon. But I guess we'll just do rolls and see. Like, he's gonna fucking go after you first, and he fights mean. I will
That's
say
fine.
that.
That's fine.
Like, knights are supposed to be honorable. Oh, he fights dirty.
Well, he's angry. And I don't blame him.
He's Scottish.
And he's Scottish. Oh, fucking great.
There's nothing more dangerous than a drunk Scotsman with a knife.
I've got a question. Is anybody here a little more afraid of Indiana now?
No,
No,
I figured
I
that
kinda
Indiana
think
had
that,
cold exterior.
I like how she kind of deflected his question. How long did he
Yeah.
kill their doctor? Oh, I'm not afraid of him. Doesn't
Ah.
answer my question.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it does offer some insight onto why I killed the last one. But my question was people saying, no, I didn't shoot the bastard. I took a scalpel to him.
Yeah,
His
no, that's
scalpel
brutal.
to him.
That's when he was like, all right, we're going to play that game. Fine, I'm going to scalp you.
Okay.
God.
So,
Yeah, he,
I'll let
Because he's using a
Indiana's
knife?
gonna let him make the first move. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can get in close all he wants.
he's going to apply
Whoa.
fists to face.
Whoa.
Hard.
Jesus. That's a crit. I mean, that hits.
Oh, I know how he does this too. Like, he comes running at you, and like you probably take a swing to make him back up because you have one of the most important things in melee combat on him, and that's reach.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops just short, throws the knife at you, and it catches you right in a give in your armor,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel that sharp, cold sting before he runs in and like bats the sword, like bats your sword out of the way with his arm because you're kind of stunned for a moment. So he's in your guard and fucking grabs the knife, gets his other arm up around your waist, and as he's pulling the knife free, flips you up and over onto your ass.
He does that. The sword probably does fall from her hands, and as she hits the ground, I'm gonna use my action to stealth up. I am now invisible. And going to roll out of the way.
Yeah, he takes a step back, taking deep breaths. He knows that there's one thing he can look for. You're bleeding.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And he's looking for that. The sword is going to come up and go for his side.
Oh my god!
Damn, you guys are pissed at each other.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. He stabbed me, the motherfucker.
And also, he's been chasing you across this godforsaken wasteland and is threatening your family, essentially.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna kill anyone.
No, I'm not trying to kill him, but swords are really good at hurting people. I know
Oh, yeah.
whatever parts I take off of this guy, Merc can probably put back on, so...
And if he can't, then that means that Sin's got some fun extra work to do.
Oh,
You mean I'll have a
shit.
body to put set in?
No.
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 Just the-
Everyone goes, no.
But, no, actually... Yeah, it
What's
probably...
this look like as you immediately flip the fight back on the other side? Because Jesus, this is hard.
Absolutely. You know, the sword goes one way, and he's probably following that sword as, you know, she's cast it off. But she's rolled to the other sword and immediately comes up and takes a swipe
that's
at the
clever.
knife hand.
Oh, that's clever. And like you actually like get a really nice cut into like right into his wrist. That hand just kind of dangles there. But he does manage to catch the knife in his other hand.
And just barely
And-
more than a whisper, he hears, "Do you feel it?"
He's gonna try and apply fist to face again.
Okay. That misses.
Oh, yeah, that misses.
That.
He, like-
Oh, that's right. Yep. Go ahead.
he like wheels around and like tries to sweep your legs out from under you, but just misses.
Still invisible.
But it's close.
He tries, yeah. Yep, there's just this blood splotch hanging in the air. God. And, let's see. Yeah, Master Swordsman again. We're gonna take this and use the flat of the blade to apply, well, substantial force to the pressure points on the back of his legs.
All right.
And, yeah, just, do you feel it?
What is his
That burning sensation building inside of you? So, he probably does
Oh.
dodge
That's a
that.
no.
Oh
And-
no, like he actually kicks the sword back, so like you take it swing and then it bounces back the other way.
Yep. But she's
Stop
still
rolling
going to
the same
continue
thing.
with her monologue.
They are literally quantumly random.
At this point, my friend, think about it. Even if you did kill me here and now, you wouldn't really be able to kill me in any way that matters.
You are not an Uncle Compcon.
Actually, no. Go ahead.
Oh no.
He's at this point. I feel like I'm getting to him. I feel like that's what these roles are representing.
Actually, can you give me a roll for like something to like notice something off about someone?
Sure. I don't have anything that I can do for that once. Well, unless you allow me to do I read that once. I read a
I'd allow
psychology
it.
book once. Okay. Come on. Hey!
Oh no, you've been in the field with people like this. He's stemmed on juice, and he's losing control of it.
Yep.
Juice
That burning
heightens
sensation.
heightens the sense of alertness, reduces fatigues, and shortens reaction times. Occasionally provokes rage in some users.
Gotcha. Alright, I know how to tease him now. Probably, oh, it's been too long since your last dose, hasn't it? Or maybe you decided to do what all solos do eventually. Take a little more here, a little more there, because the side effects aren't as strong. At what point are you going to give up and surrender to that beast inside you?
He's just seething, and he's like, "Give up? I'm gonna cut your goddamn head off!"
Well, it's my turn now. Again, with the blade. Ooh.
Oh no!
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for the legs again.
Same thing, kind of like
Yep.
bring the flat of the.
Yep.
You hit the.
Hitting the
you
pressure
hit-
points.
Oh, you hit the one spot in, I think it's your left leg, where there's a sympathy nerve in the right one. If you hit someone there, they lose both their legs.
Yep.
And he had taken a step forward towards you, so he goes just tumbling into the dirt.
All right.
But he's still got some fight left
Yep.
in him.
Oh, absolutely. I was, all she's going to do is, that beast, that feeling inside of you. Realize you aren't the only one that ever gets that emotion. Why do you think I did what I did? Because I let go. You see where that gets me now?
Oh, come on.
Oh, this is...
You know what? I'm going to give you guys a fucking thing, a fortune point back to re-roll that, just so
Okay.
we could get back to 2 and
Okay.
2.
uh,
Because he's not bad at this. He's not
No.
great at it, but
wow. Do you
I
want to
hate
spend
this
But
another
game.
one?
you.
You want...
I can't. Only
I know
one.
you- I know
Wow.
you can't, but you could.
I mean, I could do whatever I wanted. I'm the GM.
Yep.
Oh. Wrong.
Oh,
Wrong.
right. Hurry up
But,
before Set gets a hold of them.
Yeah. Don't worry. If he does it again, I'll kick him from the game.
Wow. I wasn't even gonna try to, but now.
But
Test
now.
me. But, yeah.
Yeah.
He staggers back up, but he just takes a few just wild swings, but he'd probably have hit you if he'd had the sword.
Probably. Yeah. No, a couple wild swings, and I go, oh dear, that's a shame. But here, here, let me give you some advice. When you have a blade as small as that, do what I did to your father figure. And he hears it.
Jesus.
He hears it in probably his left ear. Get in close. And I'm gonna use the sword to disable his other arm. And I'm gonna try.
That
Maybe.
misses, and he's
Yeah.
immediately going to try and counter.
Okay. Oh.
What is this game?
What is well? So yeah, the blade flashing for the left arm. You know, he probably pulls it back and tries to go for the arm in return, but you know, still invisible because he hasn't hit me yet.
All right, your turn again.
It is my turn again. Jesus. Am I being evil towards this dude? Am I psychologically torturing him? I'm doing my damnedest,
Yes.
and it seems to be working. That's because nobody's here to see the real Indiana. Anyways.
That does hit.
Yep, that does hit. And finally, you know, maybe brings it over and smashes the flat of the blade into the side of his knee to take him down. No more of this nerve shit. Just, yeah, smash it in the side of his knee and go, enough. Do you yield?
He's going to take one last try and get the situation back under control. And he's like on one knee panting. And he's going to use a different action because he's not trying to hit you. He's trying to take control of the situation.
Uh-oh.
So he's going to try and take control.
Oh,
Ooh.
he does.
Wait a
How does
minute,
he
is
do
this
that?
Apocalypse World?
Ah.
He's just there, and you're standing still, right?
Yeah.
He drops the knife, grabs you by your throat with both hands, and shoves you up against a tree.
Jesus.
Hot.
And that probably makes her drop the sword, by the way. Yeah, and at that, the slam is enough to probably knock the shield, the invisibility down. And so, just slamming there, and he's affixed with an unnerving stare.
And you're affixed with he's choking you.
Oh yeah, she's
Like,
being calm
hard.
about it. And wow, can I please use fate to re-roll that, guys? I may die here. As good as I've been doing, I may die here. Is that all right, guys?
Yeah, you good?
Computer and Mike, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, I nodded. Yes.
Okay, sorry, your camera doesn't help with that.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my camera's dumb.
Gotcha. Computer. All right. Gonna re-roll that. Yeah, just giving him this unnerving stare and go, no, you are just like me. With a smile and this dead-eyed stare.
That his eyes kind of bug out for a moment, and he like just pulls back his lips, and with just this yell, he whips around and tosses you off to the side.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's time to knock this dude out.
Well, he stops. Like,
Oh,
as soon
okay.
as he's done, he just turns and looks at you. And, like, just stares. He's like, that's the difference between you and me.
Yeah, and she probably pulls herself into a kneeling position and goes, I suppose you're right. Pulls herself to a position, takes the sword on the ground, puts it in the sheath on the back, grabs the other one, puts it in the scabbard, offers it to him by the hilt, and goes, come on, let's get that arm looked at.
Looks at you for a long moment. He's like, why should I do anything that you say? How I know you're just not going to shoot me in the back or use that little And like, you could tell he almost was like, do what you did to him.
And she goes and, very plainly looks at him and says, "Be honest with yourself. Is there anything I could do that would assuage you of that fear?"
Looks down and he picks up his knife, kind of wipes your blood off on his sleeve. And he's like, no, guess not.
I can offer one piece of consolation. You and I aren't going to be alone on the ship. There are many people there. Some I think you might like. Many who I think will like you. You fight well. Although I think you could work on your cool.
Fucking fat words coming from you. As he sheathes the knife and then like holds up his like he's got a little wrist communicator.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Artio, converge on my position.
But I will say this. I didn't come in my neck.
Oh, I'm not letting you ride in the night.
That's
I
fine.
can drag you if you want.
No, it's just fine. A shoulder will do.
And after a while you hear the big thumping of heavy metal shod feet. And it's kind of it's a strange scene, this empty Civil War battlefield. It's a pretty empty day. Most people aren't out for this. They're probably going to DC, if anything, since it's almost the 4th. And you see the Green Knight walking out on this open battlefield.
She look worse for wear?
Oh, yeah. She's like actively sparking in some places where there's like twisted wiring.
At this, she probably, is standing next to him looking, and she just puts a hand on his shoulder and say, "What can I say? I'm impressed you've survived this far out here. You've done good."
Kind of scoffs as part of its side opens up and a ladder comes down. And all he does is like get up on the ladder and the ladder will go back up to pull him in. He's like, you should have seen the other guys.
Ha!
By the way, how did you find me? I could have sworn that I had torn out the locator beacon. That ambush was very well done. Clambering up onto the shoulder of... Yeah.
Don't know. Some woman called, said she was a concerned citizen.
I don't believe that for a second, by the way. Probably the same concerned citizen that called, that we heard in the last fucking thing. I don't remember who she called, though. Who did she call?
I think
Both
this is the
female
first
voice.
time you've dealt with this concerned citizen.
Well, what I'm saying is, in the end credit scene last week.
Yeah, that's who she called was Gawain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No, I meant the first time.
That like the hole in the side seals, and there's a moment before he's coming over like a loudspeaker in its head.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks over at you and then looks away so he's not like blasting the comm right in your ear.
That's considerate.
And he's like, the old man needs to keep his sticky little fingers to himself next time he tries to steal my things.
No, the first time.
No, yeah, because
Oh.
we stole the ammo, remember?
No, the first
No, she means
time.
the first time.
Oh, the first.
Let's
Oh.
see here. I can find it. Yeah, day 79. That was literally a few days
Yeah.
before about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before.
That's
the
what
first
had
mission.
Sala in such a bad state when you
Yep.
found him.
Because he ambushed and he got the better of her. It was just well placed. Yeah, no, the first time.
I'd been following you for a week. I knew when you liked to take your rests. I waited until then and I went half a click north, following your erratic position. You're pretty bad at trying to make random seem random.
We're human. That's mostly what we're bad at. But
So where am I going? And am I gonna get shot when I go there?
not while I'm riding shoulder.
Well, then I guess you're not getting off.
Touche. No, and give him, directions. At least, not like exact coordinates, but like general directions. And goes, also, this makes you the enemy of the Ochre Blades now, right?
I still haven't decided if I'm not just gonna shoot you in the night.
Well, considering the fact the Ochre Blades won't look at it either way.
There's a long pause.
Because he knows that's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyone who's willing to throw away 50 million shivs over someone they don't even know, especially someone with a past like yours, someone as good as me's probably going to be even better off.
maybe. What if I told you they knew my past?
I know, I thought they would. Imagine that you couldn't keep anything secret when I came stomping in the first time.
And at this, she probably goes, I, and just leaves it at that.
So, highs or lows?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, James! Lows.
Bam.
God damn it. You feel very faint.
I
The world starts spinning around you.
take the strap from the sword and physically attach it to something on the mech so I don't fall off.
Yeah, you basically hook it around a bit of twisted metal on the pauldron that's been like peeled back from a rocket hit. And yeah, you go fully limp. Everything gets cold as the darkness seeds in around you, and you faint.
Yep.
And we're gonna cut back to
Fuck.
the Calliope. So after Indiana left, Frank,
Yeah.
oh, you feel real clammy. Your chest is heavy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Frank takes a cigarette, lights it up, and starts kind of takes a deep breath before he smokes it, starts smoking it, and starts walking towards Pruce's office.
Yeah, and you head into R&D, and there's a couple scientists that like one of them has like an experimental gun pointed down a range,
Yeah.
pulls the trigger, and there's like a charge up. It's basically like a Gauss rifle he's trying to make, and it's like
Yeah.
looks at it like he's about to turn it around to look at it, and then he goes, "Choomp!"
God.
And this person's like, "Oh, fuck!"
Yeah, and Frank's dragging his ass in there, and he looks a mess. He's got some bandages on him from the heat scarring. He's pale and red at the same time. He's having a hard time. Just cigarette limply hanging out of his mouth.
And Dr. Bruce is at his desk, just kind of sitting there, old man staring at something. He's got like bifocals on. He's like,
Yeah. I walk over before he even notices I walk in and just slump myself into the chair in front of his desk.
kind of jolts in surprise. He's like, "Oh, du lieber Frank, it is good to. Why are you here? I do not often entertain guests."
Yeah. And he kind of ashes his cigarette just on the floor, and then it kind of limply falls out of his hand, and he gets this super big cough, and then kind of pulls back and wipes his hand on his pants, and maybe you get just the right angle that you can see there's a smear of dark reddish brown on his pants. He's like, "Yeah, you got any medical experience there, Doc?"
I'm a doctor, yes, but mine expertise is in particle physics, not in medicine, but I know enough to know that you should seek professional help.
And he kind of wipes his bottom lip and goes, "Yeah, I done that. Yeah, I did in New Orleans. You know, kid wants to be a fucking yaksha." And he like just looks almost pathetic at this point.
And he's like starting to shuffle through things for like basic equipment to like look at you.
Yeah.
He's like, really? Tell me. I know that things have changed since Shiva, and there are very few people who can claim any sort of innocence. Has young Mer killed anyone before?
Almost. We were in Colorado. Shit got real hairy before y'all picked us up. And at one point we were marching the mech back. He grabbed my shotgun because someone was leading over the shoulder. He almost fired it, but he didn't know how to cock it back. Wasn't strong enough. I yanked it out of his hand and did it myself.
Do you know what that story tells me? As he doesn't have like medical equipment, but he's got like facsimiles that he's using to try and give you an examination.
Yeah.
Anyone who would do that has the will to kill someone. And remember, that is normal these days.
And Frank kind of almost gets like a scowl. Um, and like, he's like, I've been piloting this mech for too long. Started out small. New Orleans said that being around so much radiation only makes it worse. And I always thought that, maybe I get lucky and make it better.
Yeah, and he like motions at one of the other doctors, like, bring me a stethoscope. And is doing the whole, deep breaths while he's listening to your breathing.
Oh, yeah, and it's bad. Like, it's rough.
I do not know how to say this, Frank, but I meant no insult by what I said of young Mer. Mine English is inefficient in
And he
places.
kind of like waves his hand dismissively and he's like, "No, you're probably right, but I'm gonna be real. I fucked one of them up already. I don't want to fuck another one up. Alright, I do this so he doesn't. I don't want my work to mean shit."
If you don't let him do what he wants, he will only resent you. Believe me, I speak from experience on this.
Kind of sighs like a raspy sigh and is like, "Well, and what do you suggest? Let him go out there and get shot to shit?" Kind of like has another really big coughing fit.
My father did everything he could to provide me with the best life possible, the best schooling, the best positions within the European Union. And I did what I needed to do, but when they made me do things I didn't want to, I decided to leave. And there was this one point where I was almost caught, and I could have shot the guards that I was hiding from. But I couldn't muster myself to do it. It was not for lack of strength. And he like laughs a little. He's like, you may not see it now, but I was once a strong man. Some people are meant for this world, and those that aren't die early.
Frank kind of looks at him and goes, I know we don't talk too much, Bruce. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. You're a little bit more interesting than I initially figured.
He gets this very big, kind of like almost smug smile. And he's like, I say that all the time, but no one listens.
Huh. Frank kind of says, listen, two things. One, something happens to me. You're the only one who knows about this, and I want it to stay that way. Something happens to me, and he like writes down a couple like pieces of information, like with a shaky kind of hand. And the handwriting's really bad, partially because his hand is like really trembling.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce would probably recognize this as, oh yeah, that's also probably nerve damage. Like he like hands him the paper and goes, I want you to take those accounts and those locations, transfer them all to Murr, and make sure he knows it's for Pathos.
He nods, and you see him like reading over these things 3, 4, 5, 6 times really quickly
Mm-hmm.
before he crumples it up and like waves over another doctor, hands it over his shoulder, and says, "Burns this."
Frank nods approvingly, says, and the second thing, it doesn't matter what happened. Someone else may find out, but you and we're on Murr doesn't get to know about this. Not just what I gave you, but what you just learned about me.
Cannot hide these things from a doctor for long.
Yeah, right now he just thinks it's acute radiation poisoning. That's what it's gonna stay as. It's
Which do you
funny.
think is
Oh, go ahead.
worse? Is it he learns this now, or he learns it after?
Frank kind of shakes his head and goes, I don't know, but it's not all about him. You know as well as I do. I'm not gonna break that kid's heart, and I'm most certainly not gonna stop earning chevs if I can.
Indeed, I doubt that the captain would let you work under these conditions.
Yeah, I'm not so concerned about her. As long as I can beat the captain in a fist fight, I'm more than happy to pilot a Yaksha, and I think she'd agree.
He smiles at that and kind of shakily stands back up with like a wince of pain in his knees, and he's like, I don't see that lasting much longer. Consider that before you rely entirely on brute strength.
Frank kind of stands up and goes, Doc, one thing you don't know about me. I grew up on the Mexico-Texas border. You hang on to strength a lot longer than you'd think when you grow up among animals. Kind of fucking like stands up and he straightens his back, kind of takes a real ragged deep breath, centers himself, pulls out a cig, and just like lights it, and then goes, I appreciate your time, Doc. And he does that bravado thing where even if he's in an immense amount of pain, he walks out with his head held high, not a stumble in his step. Yeah.
And he nods, standing there. Yeah.
I love everyone on this crew. God damn it.
So yeah, you guys, what are John and Hunter doing while they wait?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably working on a camouflage arm. Now that Sin's probably in good shape.
So you've just got like do you because she's not gonna let you take it, so you're just like have the captain sitting somewhere while you're working on the arm.
If it's to that point, yeah, it'd be either still working on getting the layering done, or
Hmm.
if I'm past that point, then yeah, I'd be having her sit down so I can actually apply it to the arm.
Yeah, and she's got like her arm out for you to work on it, and but she's not letting you like take it off or anything.
Right.
And she looks tired, and she like leans her head back against the chair and lets her like she's got very nice amber eyes and they kind of drift shut. She's
S-
like,
uh, Sin is just sitting in the corner playing soft classical music.
mm-hmm. And she's like, things have been it's been a tough month. 2 months?
Oh, Mom, I think it's been a tough year at this point. Each day seems like something crazier is happening.
Everything went wrong in Guatemala.
Uh, yeah, knew something was a little odd when the deal that we witnessed turned south like that. Ever since then, you're right. It's been one thing after another.
You think we should have just stayed out of it? Wasn't our business. Didn't need to make it our business.
Yeah, I mean, it was a job. It was our business because we were hoping to make money. Could have made more money if it was got more of the ammunition supplies, but either way.
She gives kind of just like a dry laugh at that, looks over at you and like, shakes her head. I'm not talking about the money. I mean, all of this business with Kairos, with Hapia. We're just a bunch of fucking Yakshas. What do we know about any of this?
You're right. Unfortunately, the instant we took that job, we dove headfirst into that pool in the deep end, and we can't find that ladder.
And she leans back again, just quiet for a moment. You got the funniest message today.
What's that?
Mer wants to be a Yaksha.
There's like a jolt as he like yanks her arm almost from just the sudden jump. He's like, the little boy working in the med lab wants to be a Yaksha. What is he gonna even pilot?
It's for him to decide, not me. I gave him the go ahead.
Give him a mech that can repair other mechs, and he'll be doing his job on the battlefield and off the battlefield.
If that's what he wants, he get his money. I don't get to tell him what to do. I just said make sure that it's something that let's just say we don't need more Raleighs. We need
Okay.
something different.
If that boy shows up in another Kong, though, I swear, I am tired of those.
Tchaikovsky, no. Tchaikovsky, yes. 21 different Barbosas.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, another Barbosa. Yeah. Please no. Go up against another witch. Both Barbosas look at me. Am I sitting on the couch?
Barbosa Brassers. But
Barbrassers? Oh, okay. Anyways.
but yeah, she just kind of laughs and I was like, I don't know what he's going to pick. Frankly, I'm just bit worried what Frank's going to do when he finds out that I gave the go ahead.
Oh, Frank's gonna lose his shit, and you're gonna need this invisible arm even more.
Frank's getting old. I think I could kick. And she like flexes the fingers on the arm. She's like, and I'm not some bureaucrat like I'm like people to think.
Well, I'm sure you could kick his ass, probably across the whole room if you wanted to, but I don't think that'd be too great for his morale. Give him a little bit of leeway before you kick his ass.
Just it. I don't know if I'm allowed to give anyone leeway anymore.
Oh, just a solid, swift punch in the gut, at least. Something make him feel like he's tough. Don't think the man would be take getting his ass kicked without much of a fight too kindly.
Ah, you're a weird kid, Sin.
I get that a lot. Mainly just kept to myself, did the things I need to do, and by some grace of whatever exists up in that great big sky above, I've made it all the way to this time. Honestly thought I was gonna die like 20 years ago.
Lizard people.
Probably.
Yeah, you just like uh there's like just this quiet echo on the wind. Lizard people, lizard people, lizard people.
For a second, I
Crab
thought you were
people,
saying "listen,
crab
people."
Listen.
Listen, Linda, honey, listen.
Listen. Oh fuck. Navi's here.
Crab people, crab people.
Do we want crab people?
Oh no, Kairos was crab people all along.
You want crab people? This is how you get crab people.
This is how you get ants.
This
This is how you get
crabs.
Cinerite ants.
That's kind of a scary
just-
thought.
No. You know what exists in this world, Gunner?
Uh-oh, what?
Orginium slugs.
Oh, fuck
Oh
no.
no!
No, I don't want giant... Oh, fuck.
The giant slugs, and they've got the space cancer.
The slugs.
But yeah, we're gonna cut there and
Oh yeah, there'll be like one last moment where he's just like, all right,
Yeah.
now you're gonna need to make sure you get at least 2 whatever batteries, lithium ion, I don't know what we use this time, that you can swap in and out, because if this thing runs out of power, especially when you activate the camouflage, you're just gonna have a dead weight hanging around for a while.
and she like flexes the hand, she turns it invisible, and she's like, "Can I test something out? Since you gave me the idea and all."
As long as it's not punching me, sure.
No gives these backsies, and she sucks you in the gut.
Ha!
Oh, I probably deserve that.
Oh, for more reasons than you know. Got quite a few complaints from the sirens. Do that again, and I'll aim lower next time.
Just just looks defeated. Like a guy just tries to go be nice. Like he's like walking eyes with Sin, or yeah, with Set, as he's just like, guy tries to be nice to a lady and gets punched in the gut. I just don't grumble it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. You guys are all out doing your thing, and you get a alert from Bodhi. Says that he's picked up a unidentified reactor signal approaching the Calliope.
I'll like cripple walk my way over, punched in the gut by a metallic arm. Thanks. Thanks.
Oh, and she didn't hold back. She sucker punched you.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck, trying to like get to the bay as fast as he can, holding his gut.
Yeah, and then like over everyone's comms, you get like a voice going, like, "Aye, ding dong, open your door. She's alive. She's taking a nap."
What the fuck?
Someone
Open
open
the
this
door.
goddamn door, or I'll break it open.
Open the door. Somebody
Yeah,
get ready with a big fuck off gun.
Like there's
Looks at Howler.
Yeah, that's why Howler has his mortar.
Hell yeah.
Not in the cargo bay.
A
next to
mortar in the
Set.
cargo bay.
no fighting in the war room.
God.
That no, like someone hits a button and the gate goes down.
Ha! Nice.
And yeah, you see the Green Knight standing there. It's big. It's the size of the ogre and the White Valkyrie. It's a size 2. So probably like 30 feet tall. And fucking Indiana's just kind of slump hanging off of it by her sword strap.
I immediately radio, Mur, gonna need you or some medical staff down in the bay. Wait 5, though.
And he comes stomping in and like very delicately is like stepping around everybody. And he's like, "Oh, guns drawn. What a welcome home this is gonna be. This isn't every time, is it? I won't get used to that."
Excuse me, but, did you say welcome a home?
Listen.
Oh boy,
And he
This
like
isn't for her.
he kneels down and like gets the mech like right up next to you guys and is like, "Listen,
And
would I be
Frank, by the
coming-
way, is like leaning into that.
would I be right here talking to all of you with her alive if I was doing what I thought was right now?"
Well, you know what that means, Scotty. You got your ass beat by a girl. And gets a big fucking grin and leans back.
Oh, fucking hell yes. I forgot, they are mostly misogynists, aren't they?
Yeah.
He stands back up and he's like, no. I just felt bad choking a woman to death.
Frank says,
And I'm
"Yeah,
not here to fucking defend myself.
Yeah,
fucker.
and Frank is like, yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night. She's a tough cookie. Mech Bay number 6 is unoccupied.
Would he have left marks?
Oh, yeah, there are ligature marks. Because he was basically having a roid rage moment and was choking you with all his strength.
I'm like squinting up at that, and I lean over to Frank. I'm like, did they fight or did they do something else?
You know,
I'm a little
with these fucking chivalrous types, anything could be a euphemism. They don't ever, they deflower, they don't fuck.
Yeah, right. Especially with the younger ones, and
Yeah.
they're young. I don't know.
And he's like, all right, someone get her off my shoulder.
All right.
John starts climbing up.
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
gonna say,
John's
can I
got the
just
monkey arm.
Med
Like,
team
I
can
send the
come
drone
in.
up there?
Can the drone, does the drone have the ability to pick up a grown woman?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Could scoop her up.
Yeah.
Between the drone and John clambering up there like a monkey,
I like the idea of just having drones for everything.
you two, well, you person and drone, managed to get her up off of the hunk of metal that she put the strap around.
Is the med team here by now?
Yeah, they're coming down.
yeah.
It's basically like a crash team. In Indiana,
Yeah.
this is about the moment you start waking up, real bleary-eyed, as you're getting carried down the mech by what feels. You're like, monkey, monkey.
Huh.
Wake up.
You
and-
died and went to hell, Indiana.
No, you went to heaven. You became monkey.
Oh, true. She
God.
ascended.
Yeah, no, she probably. Wait, who's pulling her down? Sorry.
John.
Okay. Kind of looks and. Oh, fuck. I did it again, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
Nice job, kid. You kicked his ass. Proud of you.
Or if that's what
Shut
you're
up,
calling it.
Frank. You look like shit.
Yeah. Well, you
Let's-
try sitting in a nuclear oven.
And like as he's getting like put in the bay, he's still talking and he's like, "Listen, old man, I'm not above beating the elderly either."
Try it, you shortstop. I'll fuck your shit up. I'll rock your world.
Probably while the crash team is taking her away, she weakly points up towards fucking. I don't even remember his name. We've never been told his real name. It's just Gowan.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him
that's all you know
Scotty.
him by. Gowan.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Scotty until the name sticks.
And
Yeah,
points-
you know that like when someone comes in from outside, they have no name.
Right. And she
I'm
points
actually.
She points weakly at him in the Green Knight and goes, "And that's why you don't bring a knife to a sword fight, motherfucker."
Yeah,
I
just choke a bitch.
I lean over to Frank. I'm like, by the way, the captain wanted to see you, and I think we'll probably all have to head up in a moment as well.
If
What do
you
want to do
Alright.
first?
Yeah, it seems like a debrief kind of moment. Hey, Cap, We got a friendly, new member of the team. Apparently she did it.
Well, I'll be damned. She didn't even need to shoot him.
Yeah,
And
I
you
guess
see,
that
like,
makes...
as
And
Go ahead.
Frank goes, guess that means we got 2 new pilots on board. 3 if we ever get your ship put back together.
And I don't know if she didn't need to shoot him. He seems like a pretty
Wait.
shootable guy.
Wait,
Huh.
did Frank say 2, 3? That means
Yeah.
he's accepted that Murr is going to be a pilot.
He doesn't
And
know the
you see,
captain
like-
approved it yet.
Am I right in saying that?
You'll see.
You see Gawain getting out of the... It's a bit awkward because he's trying to climb down this ladder with only one hand because you see his other one's just kind of limply hanged off to the side. But he gets out and he looks at all you. He's like, right, so...
I take it back. He's not shootable. He's a wounded bird.
Ah. He's like, I still got one hand. That means I got 5 fingers to do this. Just flips you off.
He's also got his
Or-
good jerk in hand.
Put your girlfriend away.
Haha! Yeah, we made the same joke. Fucking Frank fist bumps John.
We're just dealing
Is
with
anybody
a
gonna
kid. I
fix
love
his hand, by the way? He
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's like,
got
so...
Okay.
He's like, so, do I go with them or do I go and talk to a scary lady?
Hey, someone stick a bandage on this shit and tell Murray needs to get up to the crash room. Or get up to the briefing room.
I tried to send Frank up first to save his face, but you know.
Yeah, you guys all get in the... What's the elevator ride like when you got this guy in there with you?
Tense.
Smokey.
Yeah, and he's still got, like, the commando over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And all that.
I'm-
He's just, like... Just looking at all of you, like, sizing you up.
Oh yeah, Frank is looking at him, and like as soon as he sees him sizing up, he's like, don't even think about it. You're in terra firma incognito, buddy.
You keep using those words. I don't think they mean what you think they mean.
Probably not, but I got the balls to say him without knowing so. He's
the
got a
lack of
grin on his face. Huh?
He's like, that or the lack of headspace.
Yeah, and Frank's got like a huge grin. He's doing that thing that he does where he both banters and is a little bit threatening, you know?
Yeah,
That
and you see
kinda,
that he's
like,
taking
shark
it
in the
pretty
water.
pretty in stride.
Good. This is a gut check from Frank right now. Like, it's very obvious to the people who know Frank. This is Frank testing this kid immediately. Like, Frank is about to be on his case for about a week until he's an actual fucking guy, you know?
And after a moment, he's like, fuck, you ever have that moment where the adrenaline wears off?
It's not adrenaline, that's fucking juice, you asshat.
It's both. But then he's like,
I'll hold out a cigarette.
I'm just gonna say, ow.
Yeah.
Here, smoke this. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, and Frank's like, yeah, and go ask for a frozen orange. It helps lower your blood pressure. Ends up making it throb less.
Ah, it's not how they treated things back in the days of laudanum.
And he smiles and goes, what? You never had a fucking orange?
Never a frozen orange. Well,
Old
never mind.
Yaksha
We'll talk
super-
about that later.
Yeah, he's like, old Yaksha superstition. Well, fact.
Yeah, you guys all end up in the... Basically, all they do for you, Indiana, to get you back on your feet is basically give you some kick, which is basically to stim to keep someone awake. So they use it in order to kind of perk you back up, because there's nothing they can really do. If that makes sense.
Giving me drugs. Okay. Thought you were better than this, doctor. I thought you'd fix me, not give me drugs.
They can't fix it because you have space cancer.
Yeah, literally the only reason we're waking you up is because you need to be in the briefing room. After that, you can sleep it off all you want.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty
fuck.
much the thing. And then you guys are all in the room together, and Murr's got this guy's hand like up on the table. He's doing fucking like surgery on it to stitch it back together.
Yeah, no, she'd probably get up, probably, and I'm fine. I'm fine. Probably look at Gowan and go, honestly, sorry about your hand.
Murray looks over. He's like, "Yeah, you should be. I'm having to put these tendons back together."
Yeah, and I ain't gonna help you build no other hand at this point. One is enough. He's
Oh.
holding his gut a little bit.
He's
Yeah, the captain's got this fucking smug grin on her face.
Who does?
The captain,
Cal.
because she punched him.
Just no. I'm. Everybody's here then.
Everybody's here.
Okay. Kind of looks and goes, all right, so we said no more secrets. He's our newest Yaksha. No secrets. Gowan?
Petition.
First.
I petition. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You petition.
I also petition Mur over here to be our newest Yaksha as well.
Captain goes, already proved that.
Yeah, I figured you did. What does Mur look like when I say this, by the way?
Kind of winces, but he like waves it off. But he definitely has this look where he's either doing this because he's mad at me, or he's doing this to try and like intimidate me into not wanting to do it.
Heh.
I mean, both equally sound like Frank.
Yep, very true.
Oh, you want to be a Yaksha, huh? Well, you're gonna get to smoke the entire Yaksha pack.
Yeah, he starts finishing like stitching up Gawain's hand, putting it in a brace, and he's like, explain to him, don't put any pressure on it. You're probably not going to be able to, do any flex motion like that with it for the next 5 days or so.
So,
And he's
Right.
just kind of looks at Indiana and gets this kind of dumb grin. He's like, had worse.
and maybe she's pulled up the collar to hide the marks on her neck, and goes, yeah, I've had worse. And she probably goes, yes, but where we are, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get your juice.
Just kind of scowls at you. He's like, yeah, well, where'd you get the kick?
Somewhere you're not going to be able to go.
Mur just
That's
goes,
not-
she got it from me.
That being said, no secrets. Sitting down. Gowan, the reason I left the Ochre Blades is because during my last mission there, I was infected.
That's it? Oh, well, I forget. He kind of gets this kind of like grim look on his face. He's like, never mind. They're not normal people. Not the infected, I mean. You know who I mean.
You mean me?
No, I mean the Ochre Blades. They don't react to things like normal people.
Da, and I was one of them. Or have you forgotten?
No. Just say I haven't forgotten anything you've done.
No. Being completely honest, the reason I killed the old Gowan is because he discovered it. Do you know what that means for a pilot of theirs? I
I've
left
seen what they do.
because I had no choice. So, us here, we're currently kind of looking at the rest of the group. What exactly do we plan to do now that we are here in DC?
Not die.
But you're still in Gettysburg.
Well, okay, but near DC.
Not die.
Okay,
That sounds like a plan I can get behind.
but we still plan on going to DC? If that's the case,
Well.
well, that's the exact opposite of what we plan to do.
Why
We're
are you going
supposed
to DC? See some fucking fireworks?
Well,
Prevent
stop a
them.
terrorist attack.
Well,
Yeah. Hey,
Run
let
that
me
by
just
me
tell
again.
you. Let me just tell you who we're on the shit list of. All right, where do I start? Kairos and also Hapia, the Texas Rangers, several cartels. Who else we got? Hey, who am I missing? Oh, yeah.
Commit.
Yeah,
Commit.
Komet.
Komet.
We're also on Komet's shit list. No, pretty much nobody likes us except for the Sirens and who were those guys we just helped out to get through the
The
mountains?
Grave Runners.
Yeah, the Grave Runners. Oh yeah, and like a small community in South America.
It's like
You
a
know-
small
community.
community.
Oh,
An entire country.
and those
Yeah.
heretics.
Oh, those heretics hate the shit out of us too. Yeah, that's a specific branch of Komet there. Welcome to the family, he says with like a big fucking grin on his face.
And that's where, Indiana gives him a look and says, I didn't warn you about any of this, and I still don't regret it.
He just kind of looks at you. He's like, I regret that I didn't squeeze hard enough.
Haha.
Told you it was some kind of weird play.
I've
Yeah.
You've noticed I've refused to say anything about that, so far, and will continue
Yeah, but
to
he's-
refuse.
He just drops it at that, and the captain's like, well, in one day, gone from 4 pilots that I can barely trust to 5 pilots I can barely trust, myself and the good doctor.
Well, now hold on.
That's
I've-
hurtful. You
I've-
said no more
I've-
secrets, and I'm not secret anymore.
No, but I'm not going to let that go. I'm the captain. I'm supposed to give you shit.
Oh,
What do you
come
mean?
on, Cap. You can trust me. He says with a grin, just knowing the answer's no.
Yeah, she just gives you that, like, fucking Daenerys smile, like,
Now, when
Yeah.
have I lied to
"Mm,
you, Captain? I've never lied to you.
You never told me that you were after, that Komet wanted you dead or that you stole your AI.
I thought I did when I first joined. Maybe not.
You just told him that, I think, well, yeah, maybe the AI part, but I don't think you said, oh, by the way, Komet wants to kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Because she'd
I-
immediately been like, no.
Well, that was less because it wasn't a lie as much as I just don't see it as stealing. Set came with me of his own free will. So I think they're just being dumb.
And I guess ownership's 9/10 of the law.
And no one owns Set.
Yeah. I think we're gonna, the meeting just kind of wraps up there. She's like, all right, here's the new combat team.
Yeah. I think
Well, I'm disappointed.
Frank
She's
after
gonna punch Frank.
say what?
She
Oh,
thought
you
you
thought
thought
she
he
was
was gonna
gonna punch Frank?
eventually.
After
I was gonna. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's why I was trying to send Frank up there alone so he could get punched. I don't want to be alone and being gut punched.
Yeah. Well, Frank didn't hit on a bunch of random women. Frank hasn't done anything outwardly wrong in the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
That's
but eventually
terrifying.
he'll earn the gut punch.
Oh, absolutely. He's Frank. What do you expect? But no, I think after the meeting, Frank kind of pulls Murr aside and is like, hey, follow me.
He blinks and, like, at first he tries to stammer and be like, he has to make sure Gowan's okay, but then he
Nah,
just
you got
starts
a whole
following.
medical team. Yeah. Kind of takes him up to the gym, to the
Mhm.
sparring room, and he's like, make sure, he just brings him into the sparring room, yeah.
Yeah, and it's empty.
Yeah. He's like, so, you're becoming a Yaksha.
He nods slowly.
Gut punch, gut
You're
punch.
absolutely sure you want to become a Yaksha.
Probably the only way I can make sure you keep being alive and long enough to see your 60th.
You know what being a Yaksha is about, right? Actually, let me make sure that I iterate it. As a Yaksha, you make sure every other pilot here gets out alive before you do. Same as me, same as Indiana, same as Howler, same as Sin, same as all of them. Understood?
I wouldn't have made that decision if I didn't think that's what this was about.
Every single one of them is going to make sure you get out alive. But if it's a cut and run, and you got to get cut, you have to live on that razor's edge. And that's not just when you're in a mech. That is everywhere. You are now part of your mech. And your mech is a part of your soul.
Living on the razor's edge is what it's like every day to be infected.
Nods and goes, and if it comes to it, you've got a trigger to someone's head, even if it is a 1% chance that they would cause grievous harm to anyone on this team. You're willing to pull that trigger, right?
He's quietly but very firmly nods.
Remember that time in Colorado?
I would have done it if I could have pulled back.
Kind of sighs and goes, I know. Mur, I want you to punch me.
Get... Huh?
Mur, I want you to punch me.
He looks a bit stunned by that, but after a moment he kind of turns around to like psych himself up. And yeah, he turns around and he wheels a... He doesn't know like really how to punch, but it's pretty good effort. And he gets you right in the cheek.
Yeah, and probably Frank rolls it off, looks at him and goes, come on, pussy boy, I want you to fucking hit me.
Whoa!
Yeah, and you know what the scary thing about fighting a doctor is?
Huh.
They know where to punch you.
Yeah.
And he is using that.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not very strong, and he doesn't have
Yeah.
like the technique, but he's definitely got the gumption.
Yeah, and he hits you, and he hits Frank, and Frank again shrugs it off. Like, Frank is much bigger than Mur, right?
Yeah.
And he looks at Mur, and he's like, I don't fucking feel it. You know why I don't feel it? Because you're not a fucking Yaksha. Hit me!
Oh, and you say that, he wheels back a haymaker square into your jaw.
And Frank feels it. He rolls back, goes, about fucking time. And Frank wheels back a huge fucking punch right into his face.
What the fuck is going on?
He's teaching the kid.
He hits him, and he like fucking flies, like not flies away, but like knocks him straight onto his side.
Yeah, and Frank walks up and like starts to pick him up, and then as soon as he's about halfway up, Frank clocks him in the temple, just right back onto the ground.
Goddamn, Frank.
And he's like holding his head and wincing in pain, but he starts staggering back up.
He's like, you're not Rhett anymore. We are not Rhett anymore. You know who you are? You are fucking Mur. And he wheels another slam right into his face.
I want to interrupt this.
And every time he
No,
hits
we're
him,
alone.
he starts getting back up, and like he spits out some blood and then looks at it for a moment because there's some little black specks in it.
Yeah. And Frank,
looks like really not sure how to continue, because now he's got that doctor thing of I can't risk someone getting infected kind of thing going on.
And Frank kind of takes advantage of that, and he gets one last one in, because Frank hasn't been fully going for it. This one is like a Frank hitting someone who like he thinks is genuinely going to be a danger. And he hits him square in the bridge of the nose, breaking his nose.
Jesus.
Oh. Yeah, it cracks, and funny enough, although he like writhes on the ground for a moment, he doesn't cry out at all.
Frank kind of
He like
stands
gasps
over him.
for air, but that's about it.
Yeah, and Frank kind of like stands over him for a second. And like the look on Frank's face when he was fighting him was like blank, like absolutely just like no emotion. And he kind of winces for a second after looking down. He pauses for a second. And then he reaches down and gently helps Mur up, you know?
He
Kind of
actually
wraps.
like moves your hand away. He's like, open wound.
Frank kind of looks at his hand and sees that there's like a cut on it. Like maybe there's a little blood and it's not at the cut. He kind of wipes it off. And, all right, let's get you to the med bay. Kind of pats him on the back.
Yeah, and he staggers back up to his stand. He's still like clutching his nose and his hands shaking with the pain.
Yeah.
But something you've learned over the years of him being infected is he deals with pain a lot, so he's learned how to handle it.
No, he's good at it. He's good at it. And Frank kind of walks. He lights up a cigarette, offers one to Murr.
He looks at it for a moment, and then he's just like, and you've never heard him talk. He's just like, why the hell not?
Yeah. And yeah, I get him the cigarette. And this isn't a walk where Frank is like a proud parent. This isn't like a walk of shame for Frank either. Doesn't matter who sees. Frank just very gently walks Murr to the med bay, gets him in the med bay, and he's going to make sure that whoever gets in the med bay patches him up, and he's just going to be quiet the whole time.
Yeah, like the door opens, so he's like, oh, hey, what the hell did he do to you? Jesus.
Kid needs his nose fixed.
Well, that's Godwin, who's like sitting on a table.
Oh,
himself.
yeah. No, he ignores Godwin. And he just goes to the nearest doctor that he knows is good. He goes, kid needs his nose fixed. Double PPE, make sure you don't get infected.
And they nod and, move him over to a place.
And Frank immediately goes to the medical sink and washes his hands off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to leave it there for now. Does anyone else have any last minute scenes or anything?
No.
Yeah, I do, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk to the captain.
All right. Maybe, like, as everyone else kind of shuffled off, you motioned for her to stay behind, and she does.
Captain, I want you to know that everything with Gowan and I went just fine. Obviously, well, he's here. That's the important part. He works for me. He works for us. His honor, until he realizes that what a bullshit concept that is going to force him to, do as he's promised me. Let's work for us.
I don't think honor makes a man carry someone home after they've fainted. Honor or not, he could have just killed you then and there or taken you back wherever he wanted to go.
No, but he knows what I am, or what he thinks I am. He thinks I'm a monster, and that's good. I want him to think that at least his monster is, palatable. That being said, I do have a piece of information for you about the, about the sirens.
She nods.
I didn't mention this because I wanted to get my facts straight first, but I did a little digging on their ship. They're paying large sums of money to Mr. Gray. I don't know why. It's not hush money, but whatever it is, I suppose we should treat the sirens with as much caution as we would an enemy.
Gives you this long look for a moment, this hard, steely look of like, God damn it, you did what?
Oh yeah.
But she takes a deep breath and you see her like clench her new hand together and looks off and is like, next time you decide to go picking around at people's business it's not yours, at least have the decency to tell me.
Of course, Captain. Look, I may not make better decisions than Frank, Murr, or anyone else on this ship, but there is one thing I am damn good at, and that is making sure that whatever dumb decision I make, I get away with it.
That's what worries me, Indiana.
It worries me too, Captain.
I'll consider this information, see if I can't find anything on my own,
Of course.
but leave it in my hands.
Of course. I would like your permission to shadow Gowan, at least for the next little while.
She kind of chuckles though. He's like, you think I'm going to let him go anywhere on this ship without at least one of you following him?
Oh, don't worry. He's already threatened to kill me once, but look how that went.
She gives you this, like, blank look, and she's like, Indiana, you're a Yaksha. Everyone on this crew is going to threaten to kill you at least once, myself included.
Probably. But now the fact that he knows I'm infected, who knows what that could change. He seems to be receptive to it at the very least, which means I made one right call in all of this.
Kind of shrugs. She's like, I don't know this history or this business with these ochre blades. No one even wants to talk about them, not even CI.
Long story short, take... Oh gosh, what were they called? What, Oh, yeah. Take the purifiers, put on the mask of chivalry, and you're pretty close to it. Also, don't forget an extreme sense of selfism. You can't call it nationalism because it's not a nation. Although they'd like to think that. You get it. Something from 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, you know, recreated in the modern day. Just as bad. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That's why
She
I plan.
nods.
That's why I plan to make sure he, he understands what life is really like outside of here. It's going to be a big shock for him. Was for me.
She nods, and after a moment, she looks over, just like, Methuselah. And, like, his little kind of very blank cuboid face appears on this, like, screen. She's like, assign Gawain to room 8, full observation.
Where's
Of
that
course,
in relation?
Captain.
Where's that in relation to Indiana?
It's in the same hallway as all of you. You guys are all
Okay.
in the same hallway, but he's a couple doors down.
Okay, works for me. All right, I can show him to his room. And yeah, we can go do that next time.
All right, I think that's all we have time for today. But today we got a lot done.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to move on to sign-offs, and I think we're going to start with John.
I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming. And, yeah, I was John Howler, who had to climb up a mech to get a dangling friend down. I
Who has a
also...
very angry friend in his head.
I, yeah, I also have I can't call him a monkey brain. He's too smart for that.
Hmm.
I've got an NHP that drives a giant monkey who thinks that, Sin's NHP is inferior. Which may be true, but I'm not going to say that. If the GM wants to start shit, I can play along. I'm also in Fire Shrike. I run from hench to mensch, and I'm in New Amsterdam. So, and randomly I stream under the Computer King. Don't forget the the. No, that's about all I do. Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's move on to Gunner.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and today you caught me playing Indiana, who went a little loco. You know, this is really setting up the question. Which Indiana is the act? The one that is here on the ship, or the one that was basically playing with fucking Gowan?
Oh, that's the real one. That's the real one.
Is it real? Why is it... How would you know if it's the real one?
Because I'm God.
Well, maybe it's not.
Oh shit, he's right.
Okay, moving on. You can also find me on, tomorrow in Fire Strike, where Twinkle is way out of his depth. He didn't sign up for this shit, but here we are. You can also find me on Wednesdays in Hinch to Mensch, where everything is fucked in a different way now. Thursdays, where New Amsterdam, where... By the way, Mike, you never answered that question in New Amsterdam. Did we get a rep up from that?
Oh, right.
Yeah, yes, you actually got 2 rep up.
Sweet. So we're at
Ooh.
3 rep.
Because,
2
yeah,
rep.
you guys literally made Scream Sheet front pages in Varhide, the biggest entertainment Scream Sheet in the fucking city. So yeah,
Damn.
I'm giving you guys 2 rep up. They don't know it was you.
Thank God.
Like the public at large doesn't know it was you, but people can ask questions and find out it was you. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
God.
people who are important can know who it was.
People in the know would know.
The
Exactly.
The people
Like,
we
Bella
don't
Dontra
want to
probably
know.
knows because she's been following you guys.
Right.
Like following your progress.
Yep. The people we don't want to know, being completely honest.
Also, yes, rep is not necessarily just a good thing.
Yes. But that being said, yeah, you can also find me here on Sundays. I don't know when I don't know when or where or how Cosmos is coming back. It will, it must. So, that's me.
All right, we're going to move on to Daniel.
Hola, Sassy McMaster 69. What up? Yeah, you got me playing Sin? Because everything is a sin. Um, and yeah, you can catch me here on Mondays usually as Oliver Byrne, and Wednesdays as 2 characters, the lovely, amazing Crunch and Shadowhound. And on Thursdays, New Amsterdam, you can catch me. Shut up, me. Um, as Seen, the Nomad, and Fridays, or whenever Cosmos comes back, you can catch me in Cosmos of the myriad of characters doing wonderful things, great things, feeble-minded things. That's me.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Father of the Year.
Yeah, I was about to say, Frank's been doing some dad shit today. No, this really was dad shit though, when you think about it. But yeah, fucking hi everybody, my name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free. Today I played Frank, a man who has had a lot of complexness added to his storyline in one short episode. You can catch me also on Monday, tomorrow, for Fire Strike, where I play Paralictor Burn Ward, ex-Paralictor Burn Ward, the man who's currently fishing in another dimension. So that's cool. Or maybe it's the same dimension, but just Castrovel. You can never really be sure. And catch me on Thursdays where I run New Amsterdam. Sorry, my brain is like weirdly not working right now. Where I run New Amsterdam, where I'm getting to post credits play my favorite character I've made as a villain yet, consistently. So that's super fun. And that is me.
All right, and that leaves it just to me. Hi ho, friendolos. My name is James, otherwise known as Not Harry. Caught me here today running Yakshas, my favorite day of the week, where today was kind of a fucked episode. A lot of people got the shit beat out of them. A lot of people are mad at other people about things. It's a pretty intense interpersonal day, which just goes to show the best things that RPGs can do is not the combat. It's
Big
the
facts.
PvP out of combat.
Big facts.
You can also find me here sometimes on Mondays, but probably not for a while, where I guest star in Fire Strike. You can find me here on Thursdays, where I play Dove. Although I think for the next mission, I'm going to bring out Eckern, the squirrely boy tech in New Amsterdam. Whenever Cosmos comes back, you can find me there, playing 11 different characters. More to come. Soon I will be the Cosmos.
God.
And some other things that are down in the pipeline. That's it for me. So I think we're going to let's get out of here on an R.I.P. Mers Nose.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Alright.
R.I.P. Mers Nose.